I have to fight. It's character development.
Ooh.
She doesn't want to fight you. Ooh. Kick hard, kick through these people. What? How bad do you want something?
Drop it down. Yep.
It is so good, if not great, to be the underdog.
You ready, love? You're over there? You good, mamas? It's different. You're behind the kid. You're running it. All right. We ready?
We're ready. We're rolling.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right.
Let's do this. I'm excited.
Okay. This is a long time coming.
I know. I'm usually behind, watching everyone. What?
No.
Are you okay?
No.
Dad, not yet.
We're still in the beginning.
Are you okay? You can't make me cry. Are you okay? Do you want your water?
I swear it's the fast. I'm cramping.
Do you want your water? Are you okay?
I got to add cramp. I'm not going to get through this show.
Dad.
Oh, shit. Okay. You okay?
No. I'm not getting through this one. It's going to be a tough one.
Are you okay? You want me to hold on to the tissues?
No, I'm going to need to hold on to them fuckers.
Dad, you can't make me cry beforehand.
All right. Fuck.
Wait, Lou, are we supposed to be in the yellow?
What? Yes, if you peek a little bit and it's in the yellow, just make sure most of the time it's in the green.
My ab is cramping so bad right now. All right.
Are you
All
okay?
right. Yeah.
Sorry, listeners, in advance if I get this volume.
Okay, let's try to get through this freaking intro, huh?
Yes. This is different.
Mm-hmm.
So why is this hard for you?
I don't know how we're going to get through this episode.
Because it's the 100th episode and it's her?
Oh my God.
I don't give a shit about the numbers, just watching her grow. All right. All right.
I'm excited.
You're editing all of this shit out.
Dad,
All right.
we get to have a conversation
I know.
and for however long. For however long. And you can't leave. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. I'm not making it through this episode. I haven't even fucking started yet. All right. All right. My love.
Hi, Dad. Let's do this thing. Are you okay? I feel so bad. Oh.
Cramping too. Fuck. It's the fast.
Do
I'm
we
blaming
need
it
him
all
to
on the
eat?
fast.
Do we want to give him a beef stick?
No, I'm not eating shit.
Right.
I'm not quitting. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dad's got such good self-control.
Sweating already. Haven't even started, dude. What the
I
hell?
know you got belly button sweat.
Do I? Do I? Fuck.
You're okay.
If people only knew this is wild chaos. All right.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know how I'm going to even get into this episode. I can't even intro you. All right.
Do you want to open the window? Is it open?
Yeah, I might need to. I'm already
Okay.
sweating. Damn.
Okay.
I did not think I was going to train wreck like this.
You can't make me. I make me cry so far in the beginning.
All right. If that gets cold, just tell me.
Oh, no, I'm hot too. It's actually toasty up here.
I really got belly button sweat.
You're okay, Dad. You're okay.
Does that look retarded?
No, you're good. Just yeah. There you go.
I'm not using that one for my face. All right. All right, kid, let's get serious. All right, now I got that out. That's not going to be the last time.
Okay.
You ready, my love?
I'm so ready.
I can't even
Let's
get
do this.
through the intro of this. Okay, this is a very special episode because you are my life. You're the producer of the podcast,
Yes.
along of probably one of the most incredible human beings I have ever had the opportunity to even just be around. So I wanted to do this episode because you're one of the most incredible human beings, and
Thank you, Dad.
you've run this whole entire podcast. We got a lot of shit to talk about, so
We do. Dad, it's episode 100.
Yes. Yeah.
100.
Yes. Episode 100. I'm just so proud of you and what you've accomplished and who you're becoming. And yeah. So.
I love you.
Fuck.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Just start talking, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So this is a very special episode that I can't even get to the intro on. I can't even look at you right now because I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And it's time for the world to know who the hell you are because I brag about you constantly. I church you up to every single person. You're changing lives. You're a leader in your community and your own peers. And I threw you into this wild ass chaos journey of a podcast with me.
Yes.
And you have turned it into something absolutely incredible. And you've done it all within a year and a half. And having absolutely zero experience,
True.
zero interest, zero knowledge, zero anything on podcasting. I don't even think you've ever listened to a podcast.
I have not.
And I told you to get on YouTube, figure it out. We're going to take the podcast in-house and we're going to do it ourselves. And here we are, episode 100. Your very first episode was episode 32 or 33 with Kyle.
Nations.
Kyle
Yes.
Nations.
Kyle.
Love Kyle.
Kyle.
Huge shout out to Kyle. If y'all haven't watched episode, I don't remember what it is. 33?
33?
33, I think.
33. Kyle Nations on the wall.
Kyle, 33. So that was your very first one. And to watch that episode compared to now has been one of the most incredible transformations of anything I've ever seen.
Insane.
I think we recorded his episode and his mic wasn't even on. It was just like
wasn't.
picking up the audio on ours the whole entire. The lighting was god awful.
We didn't have the backsplash.
There's nothing behind us, and it was your very first episode, and here we are, 100.
That's crazy. I mean, even the wall behind you, I look at it every time we film, and it's like, that's my favorite part, is seeing the people in the chairs, and then they go and sign the wall at the end. Like, they just leave like a piece of them here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And now I get to sign the wall.
You do. You officially get on the wall.
Trying to figure out my placement. I'm thinking in the middle of the D. So I think what I'm going to do. So it's right by you.
All right. Who are you?
My name is Christy Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
I have two amazing parents. One that's sitting right in front of me and one that's currently taking my position behind the screen and filming us doing this.
If anything doesn't turn out today, we're blaming this on
Because
mom.
Just kidding. Just kidding. We trained her a little bit.
Let's get into it. Let's get into this. All right. So you're the producer of the podcast. I guess we could just start here. I have no direction of where this is going to go. I just wanted to have a conversation with you because you're one of my favorite human beings on earth. We've been through a lot together. We're growing together.
Yes, Dad.
And here we are. We run a business together. We've gone through some pretty crazy times of watching you mature and bloom into this incredible young woman. So I want the world to be able to hear some perspectives, I guess, about homeschooling.
Right.
You're a homeschool kid, so we're going to find out how weird you are. And I want to talk martial arts and what that did to you in your journey of life, because that was a huge chapter for helping you blossom into, I think, the incredible person you are today.
For sure. And you don't give yourself enough credit.
No, I'll never take the credit. It's all you. And
I'm going to give you all the credit. And mom, for sure.
Mom gets most of the credit. So, well, cool. Let's get into this. Where do we want to start?
We could start homeschool and then taekwondo.
Okay.
We could do that because it kind of transitions into it.
So we decided to pull you guys out of school right in the beginning of COVID when mom came to me and she looked me dead in my face and she said, I'm pulling the girls out. You're either with me or you're against me on this. And those were her exact words.
I'll never
and
forget
I looked at her and I said, all right, let's do it. Are you sure you know what we're doing? And she goes, I don't have a fucking clue, but our kids will not spend another day in public school. And here we are 7 years later.
7, I think, coming up on 7.
6 years later, at least. Yeah. Here you are. You're graduating early. You're going to be crushing life. And let's get into homeschooling.
Yeah, let's do it.
How has it been being who you are growing up and you've been able to get a little bit of public school And then obviously you missed the high school years being a homeschooler. What has it been like homeschooling for you? What's one of the greatest things? We'll just start out with that. What's one of the greatest parts about homeschooling or being homeschooled?
I gotta say, I love spending time with my family. So I gotta say, being with you guys 24/7 is, it doesn't compare to anything else. Like, I've been around plenty of people and I've come in contact with a lot of kids and they're like, I just want to get out of my house. Like, I don't want to, my parents are annoying me. They bug me. And I just can't relate. I can't. And so I'm like, I love spending time with my parents and talking your ear off. That's why I'm so excited we're doing this, because we get to have a conversation. And you know how much I love having conversations with you.
Yes.
Technically, we do this hunting all the time in the car.
Well, especially when I'm trapped with you for 4 hours on a drive and I don't say one word.
We have an easy 4-hour conversation. So I'm excited for this.
That we do.
And you can't leave.
I'm trapped.
You can't leave. So I would have to say spending time with my family. But I would also say the amount of freedom that you have as a homeschooler, just being at home, like school. Think about it. When you go to public high school, you have school for how many hours a day? Maybe like
6 to 8.
6 to 8, or high schoolers, maybe like 4. Some schools are different, right?
Yeah.
They do that. And then you have school sports, whether or not you're in like band or you do a school sport, right? That takes up the whole rest of your day. So you barely have any time to see your parents, see your family at the end of the day. No time for doing anything fun. No time hanging out with friends or just like exploring, traveling. Like it's really hard, I feel, mentally and physically straining on your body and your mind. And I notice it too, especially being out of the system for so long. I notice the difference in online school kids, public school kids, homeschool kids. It's just like, I feel they're so tired and drained. And honestly, like I feel so bad for just like even some of my friends and stuff too. It's just, they're like spending so much time just kind of locked away at school, not doing anything or even feel like they're learning as much. I mean, you ask kids, right? Like parents ask their kids, what'd you learn today? Kids like, not much, nothing. They don't really learn a lot. And then it's like, I have to say it's the freedom. It's a freedom. I never would have had this opportunity to do this podcast, take on a role such as this if I was in school. I feel a lot of just kind of the positivity that I try to like give out to the world just comes from just having a lot of time to myself and a lot of time with just good influences in my life. And the way that I'm being raised is just, it's amazing. And I feel like if a lot of public school kids kind of just had like more time and they weren't just babysitting you at school and keeping you locked away for so long, I feel a lot more kids would just like be able to breathe and just be a little bit more like happy-minded and just like positive and stuff. I feel like it just puts a cloud on you. You have to like attain a certain look in school, a certain goal. I mean, I've heard so many kids, Dad, talk about, and this is just like from freshman year, sophomore, junior, senior, to like me now being a senior, all my years of being homeschooled and not being inside public school, I hear so many kids talk about how it's just they're learning absolutely nothing in school. No life skills. That's a big one. I feel too many people focus on kind of like what are like the book smarts like that, but they're not teaching you life skills. Like
absolutely critical thinking,
common
problem
sense. Yeah, problem solving.
People
or how
skills.
about troubleshooting? Oh my God, people skills is such a good one. Like social skills, and like by no means am I picking on anyone, but you come in contact with different people, and it's just wild how different it is. Like the no eye contact. A lot of kids can't keep eye contact at my age or younger, or even older. They can't hold a conversation. Like banter, I feel, is such an underrated skill to have with people.
Absolutely.
And that's something I literally pride you and Mom on so much, and I admire that about you guys because you guys can hold a conversation with anyone. And I've watched it growing up. And so I'm like, how can I acquire a skill like this to where I could just talk with anyone? And I watch you do it all the time. I watch you behind there talk with people, and just like you just come up with things. Like someone will be talking, right? And you'll at least go on like 4 different subjects, and then you'll remember something they said the first time, and you bring it up again. And I'm like, how does he remember this while also trying to keep the podcast going on track? And so like, I know everything down. I don't say it enough, but I observe you and Mom and like everything you do. And that's just something I admire about you guys, is how you guys can actually have a conversation with anyone at any given time.
There's a huge misconception in homeschool kids that you guys aren't socialized. How do you see that when people say, oh, homeschool kids are awkward and unsocialized ones, and you have your world, and then you're also involved in a huge community of your own age peers that are all public school kids. How do you believe that homeschool kids are unsocialized?
No, I haven't. Here's how I'd answer this question, okay? I'm very particular with how I answer this because I haven't met, obviously there's different demographics of people.
For sure.
And I remember when we started homeschool, people, it was totally like a category you were put into of like, you're automatically like considered, I'm doing quotes, weird kid, right? Antisocial, like have no friends, doesn't really like go outside or do stuff, doesn't leave their house. There's like that category of kids.
Absolutely.
And I was not gonna lie, this is just me being real raw. I was kind of scared because I was like, oh, people are gonna think of me like that. And am I gonna turn into the kids that everyone talks about is gonna be like that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I got to experience firsthand that it is not like that. I feel, and since I've got to experience kind of like public school, online school, homeschool, it's a thing in public school to categorize people into groups. So if you're not a part of a specific group, there's no such thing as that. You have to be in a group, whether it's popular, it's considered weird. The cool kids are the popular kids. You've got the weird kids. You got the smart ones. You got the athletes. Like everyone is just in a group.
Categorized.
Yes. And so when you're out of the system of public school, you're on your own and you're the underdog. You're the outsider. You're automatically labeled a certain way, whether you like it or not. People label you a certain way. And I've got to experience, I've even talked with other homeschool kids that I've met. They're freaking awesome. They're so cool.
Do you ever see a difference? Can you pick out a homeschool kid?
I can.
Really?
I can.
Okay.
I really can. And even sometimes where like I kind of guess if someone's homeschooled or not, I talk with them a little bit and then I'll like kind of ask some questions. I can tell, the first thing I can tell when talking with someone is how well they can conversate back with me.
And that's usually a homeschool kid?
And that's usually a homeschool kid.
Interesting.
I'm not picking on anyone in particular.
No, we're not throwing shade. This is just reality. I want to know your perspective. A lot of people ask.
Yeah, I've talked to so many different kids, just meeting people places, regardless of the age. But I'm talking like probably from maybe like 13 to 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
And that's the range I'm talking about. Oh, insane. And I'm like,
what makes them stand out? So like when you're talking to these other teenagers and you have this conversation, what sparks that? I wonder if this guy's this kid's homeschooled or not.
The way he or she can articulate.
Interesting.
The way they can articulate their words. How many filler words that they use. If it's if it's like, if it's I don't know. Those are the 3 filler words that I usually pick up on the most.
Okay.
It's actually insane because I had a conversation with one time and I thought she was homeschooled, right? I was like, oh, we have like similarities with this, and she can hold a conversation with me and she is very intentional with certain things and she can go deep in conversation, And so I was like, oh, I really love having these types of like stimulating conversations with other kids. And I find out, she's like, I've been homeschooled for 4 years. And I was like, no way. That's me too, And so it's such a cool conversation to have with people, but they give me eye contact. That's another one. They can have a conversation and hold a conversation. There's a difference. You could start a conversation by saying like, how are you doing? Right? And that's it. Good, I'm doing good. Kind of that simple banter. But it's when someone actually asks you different questions and keeps asking you questions and seems intrigued with what you're going to say, makes all the difference, I feel.
What do you think one of the biggest life skills that you've learned being a homeschooler that public school kids don't learn?
What is the biggest life skill being a homeschooler?
Mm-hmm.
I would say being able to talk with adults is huge.
Yeah. Why?
And I know I keep saying being able to conversate with people.
It's a huge skill. It's a very important asset to be able to pull out at any time because of networking. And then obviously when you go into the adult world, being able to network and connect opens so many doors for people. And the ones that are quiet and you can't articulate or have a conversation with people, you don't move through ranks as quick or promotions or just life because you're kind of always in the shadows because you're too scared to be able to have a conversation.
Right.
I've talked about it before on the show where like I've watched your little sis sit at a table at like 8 years old with 4 adults and they're all dying laughing talking to her.
Keiki could talk with anyone.
Yeah. I'm just saying. So conversating, right, is a huge skill that you have learned over the years. Like where do you see that? Have you seen that benefit into anything that you're doing these days?
I do. I feel it unlocks so many opportunities if you can be able to talk with adults. It makes them, honestly, I've noticed this too. They're surprised. They're very surprised. If you could shake an adult's hand I'm 17, right? I'm a senior. If I come up to you first and I introduce myself and I shake your hand, you don't see that a lot nowadays.
Never.
I don't see a bunch of my kids when I'm in group settings, which is kind of rare, but when I am, I observe everything. No one introduces themselves by shaking their hands. Their posture is slouched. They don't have good posture.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's how I can tell if someone's confident or not, is their posture.
Yeah.
And when talking with an adult, they notice those things because they're like, wow, she's mature for her age. Not a lot, like, it makes you stand out in a certain way.
Yeah.
If you have good posture, if you're able to hold a conversation, if you're able to hold eye contact, that's a really big thing. And not like looking away for certain things is okay, obviously. But if you can't look them in their eyes when they're talking to you, or even actively listening back is a big one because people want to be listened to. Something I've learned.
Yep.
And if you
want
can
to be heard.
Yeah. And if you could talk, I told you this the other day when we were talking about this, I was like, if you can talk with someone and make them feel like you're interested in what they have to say and intrigued in what they're talking about, like they're going to want to talk with you more.
100%.
If if you're talking with them like that and you're like, well, tell me more, like, oh, that's super cool. And you have someone talk about themselves. It's something I've learned keeps the conversation going, especially because I've noticed a lot of kids are more awkward in public school nowadays because they're so used to just being with kids their own age. Yep. And that's one thing you and mom have raised me with, of we're gonna bring her and her sister to as many events possible with people older than her so that she can learn from those people, gain wisdom, gain knowledge, be able to learn how to hold a conversation with an adult. That's what I give homeschool kids the most props are. They're not afraid. They're not afraid to hold a conversation because that's what they do. The biggest thing homeschool has taught me, being a homeschool kid, is having a conversation with adults.
It's a huge skill. So back to the public school or homeschool kids or unsocialized. What were some of the ways that mom and I were able to help you socialize, and what were some of the things that you seeked out on your own?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say for many of the listeners, they probably know we have a bread business, the Sour Bee, right?
Which we don't even have any here.
Which we don't have a broth here, a rock hard broth that we usually keep up here. We don't have it.
Yeah.
But we bake sourdough loaves as a family, and we go to local events and we sell the bread. But mom and dad, here's the kicker, mom and dad make us do it. So we're the salesman, right? We sit at the booth, and sometimes they'll leave us too. We have so many memories of this. They'll leave us to test us. They're like, okay, they show us, how to work the square reader, for Keiki, how to make sure she counts cash properly and gives proper change back, right? But that puts you in such a stressful situation at a young age. Just doing something alone, running something alone is stressful, no matter how old you are. But that's the difference. It's a good stress. And I feel if we put more kids into like good stressful situations, it matures them and makes them ready for life a lot. I don't want to say sooner, but just prepares you in a way,
Your mom and I don't know if every time it's been a win, but we've put you, especially you,
yes,
under a lot of stress over the years. through martial arts, you stepping in the ring and fighting all boys for tournaments,
Yes.
to figuring out a podcast and getting it up and running. Like, we put a lot on your plate. How has that helped you grow?
Wow. I would say knowing that you have a lot on your plate, I feel would stress a lot of people out, rightfully so, because that's a lot of things you have to balance at one time.
Yeah.
And being as young that I am, it's kind of a lot. It's a mindset shift.
Okay.
No one can pull you out of, and no one can turn that on for you. I feel that's something you have to do for yourself, because I could easily sit back and be like, this is awful. I am learning something. I have no idea what to do. I just want to ask for help, or I want to quit. Like, I feel like it's the easiest thing to do for people is just quit when it gets hard.
Absolutely.
And something you guys have taught me that I've grown up realizing is, like, if it's a challenge, I love a good challenge, because at the end of it, it's so worth it.
Because you're going to learn something from it.
You're going to learn something from it. But that's the mindset shift. You could be like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do this at all. Or this is taking up my time. I want to go hang out with my friends. Like, I feel I'm not leaving the house enough. And trust me, those thoughts happen sometimes where I'm like, I just want to get out of the house because I get cabin fever, right?
For sure.
But then I come back home and I'm like, wow, because I'm just like a little recluse now being homeschooled. Like, I really do miss home, and I love home. But having so many things on your plate it's character development.
Oh.
Character development.
Do you ever, whenever you're around your peers, do you ever hear them talking about stressful situations, and then you look at them like,
This is a good one.
Does that ever, how often does that happen? Where you just laugh in your own head like, honey, like you're stressing over an exam? Is this a thing?
That happens so much.
Really?
And obviously, I'm not here to judge. Everyone has a different stress level, right? Everyone has a different stress level. But I do think in my head, I'm like, okay, my suck level is different. Like, our gauges are just different.
Well, that's
because
through everything we've put you through.
yes.
Okay.
Because, like you said, what is it that you and Mom always say? Pressure creates diamonds, or pressure makes diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always thought of that in my head. I'm like, okay, well, you need pressure in order to become a little diamond, So it's like, it's important. And with all the stuff that you said that I have on my plate, right? I feel, I'm like, oh, there's not that much, At certain points, I'm like, no, this isn't that bad. Because I hear my peers will be like, oh my God, I got an 85 on my math test. I've gotten that a lot, right? Like, on my test, and I'm like, an 85 is good. Like, that's good. I'm like, I'd be happy with that. Like, if it's on math, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Like, what are you complaining about?
Math is neither your or I's strong point.
Dad and I are so similar with that. We have to visually be shown.
Oh, God.
And then shown like 300 more times.
Yeah.
And like, I have another question. You know what I mean? So it's like, Dad and I get that. We get that part. But it's like, I hear that. And in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, that must be, out loud, I'm like, that must be, yeah, I get it. I'm like, oh my God, that's not. I was like, no. So it's like those types of things. Or my parents won't let me go out this Saturday with my friends. Like, I don't understand. It's the most, in my mind, just non-stressful things to really be stressed about.
Okay.
I've always think to myself, and I've thought to myself this from the beginning of homeschool, it can always be worse. And that, I feel, is so important in your mindset to think about on your own. Because if you're like, wow, this is boring, this is stupid, I don't know why I'm doing this, like, this sucks, always remind yourself it can always be worse. Because then it changes your stressful situation and gives you a heart of gratitude instead. And that's something I've noticed. And it really does change me on the inside, because I'm like, God, why am I complaining about this? I have this opportunity, even though I'm stuck at home for a couple days editing, right? And I don't exactly get to go out and see my friends 1 week. You know what I mean? It can always be worse. Because what am I learning from this experiment or this experience? What am I growing from in this experience? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We need more stressful situations, good stress, to be able to like build the person that you are and your suck level.
Mm-hmm.
And you've always said your suck level, so I always think of that. I'm like, if this is my suck level, having the podcast, having to double up on school every day, doing bigger classes, trying to keep this bread business going, trying to start my own business. Like, if this is my suck level, I'm so thankful that this is my suck level at 17, because what's my suck level going to be at like 28?
Always raising the bar.
And it was different at first. Like when we started homeschool, I didn't think like that. I wasn't always thinking like this, like confident in myself enough or changing my mindset, but you are the only one that can do it.
I think homeschooling was the greatest decision that we've made as a family. We didn't have a clue what we were doing. Never in a million years ever would if anybody would have asked me before mom came to me with that and was like, hey, would you ever homeschool your children? 100% no. Absolutely not. Like those people are out of their minds. And now that we've gone from the public school to homeschool or life schooling you girls,
Life schooling, I like
there's
that.
no way I could ever see it any other way. Like I feel bad for people that don't have the opportunities to be able to homeschool their children just for so many reasons by the relationship that we have been able to build over the last 6-7 years. I mean, you're home all day. Like I get to spend every single waking moment with you girls. Besides when you're off doing your own thing, now that you're spreading your wings and, growing up. But that's, to me, it's like as a dad, as a mom, as a parent, like I want as much time with my kids. I want as much time to be able to spend with my children. So sending them off for the government to be able to raise my kids for 6 to 8 hours a day.
Right.
They come home, you ask them what they learn, nothing.
They
Go
don't
to their
talk with
room.
you.
They don't have they don't even
So
conversate
sad.
with you. Like what?
So sad.
Like that destroys me. Like I can't even fathom living like that because it would just kill me. Like I go a day without talking to you. We're all both busy, paths don't cross, whatever, till nighttime. Like I'm like, where are they? Where are the girls? I'm always asking Mom, where are they? Why is it quiet here? Well, where's Christy? Where's sis? Like, and so that's where hard for us is learning to live with you guys every single day and that you're part of our life, not just our kids. Like you are literally ingrained in every aspect of our life through business, through all of our journeys and the growth that we've done as a family. And we've all been able to do it together. And it's been one of the greatest gifts that I think mom has ever been able to give our family, besides obviously birthing my two amazing children, was pulling our kids. And the only regret that I have about putting you guys in homeschool is that we didn't do it sooner. That's
a really good answer.
That's my biggest regret.
I like that.
I wish we would have done it sooner. And like the people that just they doubt it, it's sad because the relationship, even if the husband's off working, right? I get it, gone all day. The fact that your kids are home and they're able to be sculpted by your wife and to learn legitimate life skills, from how I've watched your mind transform over these years from average kid to like when a situation arises now, you're already solving it or you're already coming up with a solution before I even have we even thought about Mom, she's already she got X, Y, and Z. Okay,
don't worry,
cool.
Dad.
Yeah, don't worry, Dad. Don't worry, Dad.
I know.
I'm already on. I know, already on it. It's already done, right? And so those are that's the skills that one day, hopefully not anytime soon, when you leave the home, that as a father, as your dad, that I want to be able to just lay my head on my pillow at night and be like, okay, I did as best we could. Not just this dad that has no relationship with their children, and then one day they're 18 and they're off and leaving the home, and they're like, well, good luck, kid. Like that terrifies me that these guys are sending their daughters and sons out into this world that is such a crazy place right now with no life skills. And here we are able to teach you how to run a business. You're the producer and editor and every single title except for the host you hold as the podcast producer of Wild Chaos.
Yes.
You run the bakery with your sister, and just the life skills that I've watched you develop there's no price. There's literally not a price you could put on what you have transformed into by being out of the public school system. And
thank you, Dad.
It's the greatest thing that we've ever done.
Well, it's like you hear parents say when they're little, remember, like you have a baby, right? Or a toddler, and they're like, wow, they grow up so fast, right? At such a young age. They say that when the kids are little, but then as soon as the kids hit teenage years, preteen, teenage years, it's almost like that mindset they had when they were little goes out the door. And I know some people, obviously every family situation is different, but it's the people that have the means and that they can be around their children, or like keep their children home and be around them and like want to learn their children, is something I feel if we had a lot more parents that were willing to do that with their children, if they had the means, obviously, you know, it brings you closer with your children.
100%.
And it ties you guys more, and the connection is way stronger. Like I feel like I said, when they're little, you're like, oh, they grew up so fast. And if you're not in your kid's life, how do you not have that same feeling of they're growing up so fast, if that makes sense? You know what I mean? Like, how do you not realize, oh, dang, they're going to be out of the house soon? Like, why is it thank God they're out of the house soon? I'm counting the days. Yeah. I couldn't picture you guys saying that.
Oh, no.
And no one talks about it enough. I mean, like, I'd speak about how much I love you guys and my relationship with you guys, but that was built.
Absolutely.
You know? That was built. It wasn't just from me not being around you guys. You guys are constantly in my life.
Yep.
And
through everything.
I couldn't imagine. Here's the funny part. I couldn't imagine coming back home and not talking to you guys. It's not an option. It's not an option for me. I'm like,
know
hi,
something's wrong.
Hi, you know what's going on? What you doing? Like, I just come and lay on your bed. I come and sit in there, and like, when you and mom are talking, you know, I always have to talk with you guys or tell you guys about my day because you care and you're involved.
That also comes a lot on the parents of us making sure that you've always had an open door, a safe environment to be able to come to, which was tough for me for a while when, you know, not in the right mindset as a father and, you know, kind of trying to be that tough alpha dad and raise these kids, which doesn't work. And so that's where, you know, it took a lot of me swallowing my pride and shutting up and just listening.
Yes.
And hearing what you have to say instead of just reacting to it. And so with the years of practice, I feel we've gotten pretty good at it. Still, we still have our moments.
I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
Thank
You've
you.
come a long way with that for sure. It's not easy. I give you so much grace with that. It's not easy with girls. Like, we're just so emotional and sensitive. And you're the only guy in the house, so it's like...
Well, I also come from a family that never shared emotions, never expressed anything, have a mother that's never taught her sons how to regulate or process emotions, and then now I'm dumped into a girl dad life, and y'all are crying over fucking math problems, and I'm like over here like, math? Like, we're crying over math, you know?
Yes.
And so that's where it came to mom, like, hey, they're not your little Marines. They're your daughters. This is how we approach these types of things.
And that takes time, though.
Obviously, absolutely. And so it's been really cool to be able to grow together and mature together in this incredible relationship as a dad-daughter duo. Because like you said, I couldn't picture you coming in the door, hey, and going straight to your room. Something's wrong. That's where I look at mom. Hey,
something's wrong if I'm not talking to you.
Figure that out. Like, that's a huge red flag.
Right.
And the fact that that's normal in homes, it crushes me. Honestly, it's so sad to me that parents have accepted this.
Right.
And because I don't know if it's like they get to a point of defeat where they just give up,
that's a good,
right? Because their kids just, that's the mindset of obviously teenagers. And I think it's a natural occurrence, especially for boys. We start turning on the family in a way. It's challenging, and then that goes back to primal days where that's what would push you out of the cave, right, or out of the tribe to go spread your seed, everything, everywhere else. And so, but for right now, it's I couldn't imagine not having the relationship and being able to have the conversations that we have. That's my silent flex that I don't know how I'd ever be able to express it, or I don't even ever need to, but that's one of my personal like silent flexes as a father is knowing that you can come to me for anything. And I know we have our moments.
Right. It's not
There's
always
some
perfect.
things that are
It's not
hard
always,
for me as a dad, because especially being the protective gargoyle over you that travels everywhere with you, even if you know it or not, I'm there. I got eyes everywhere. But that's been, those times where I have to check myself, and especially as you grow older, being like, okay, she needs more room, more rope.
Right.
Not going to let go of the rope ever, but I'm going to keep feeding it.
I don't want you to.
That's been one of the greatest things for me is being able to grow the relationship that we have. And but it's hard because like you're saying, it's hard to relate to a lot of your peers, and it's hard. It's so hard for me to relate to buddies and stuff. Then they start talking about the problems, and guys all the time, they're like, oh, you're a girl dad. How old are you kids? Oh, 17, 11. Oh man,
must be like be careful.
Yeah, because how's that?
How's the attitude like?
And then I'm like, what? It's incredible. And I can never, it's very few men that I run into that I'm able to actually connect with on the same level of one, how passionate and how in love they are with their children. Like they just love being a dad, and the relationship that they have with their kids to be like, I talk to guys in these groups and they think it is so weird. Like you get to, your daughter just comes in and shares things that's going on. I'm like, but that takes time.
Building. Like
takes
brick by
building
brick.
100%. It didn't just happen.
And it's not easy.
No, and it's a lot of me swallowing a pride as a father when we make mistakes, and to be able to come and show vulnerability to you, to be able to sit on your bed and talk about how I messed up and how I'm correcting this, and how I've reflected on my mistakes, and to show you like this is healthy, even though as a man, we all do. We have our problems and flare-ups or relapses or whatever we want to call them. Yeah. But to own that, and it obviously is not a reoccurring thing or doesn't mean anything, but to be able to address my weaknesses and show you girls vulnerability, I think helps a lot. Like
you said, with your vulnerability, I feel that's so important with being a true man, is if you can be vulnerable, because I give you so much props. You're hard. And you're calloused, but you're also like soft and vulnerable.
Only to you girls.
Only to us.
We don't tell the world that.
That's what's so important, though, for like me to look for, and that's something that I've always looked for and will keep in mind. You know what I mean? That's like something that I want.
I thought for so long you had to be the warrior.
Yes.
Just wielding my sword, swinging it on everything, lobbing heads.
But it's more.
It's so much more, especially as a girl dad. And that's where I've had to check myself the most. And I don't need to come in as this warrior. I need to just come in as this beacon of light, and to be able to show and teach and educate and to listen. And that's where, when you come in guns blazing on every situation, you
shut down.
Wall.
Yeah.
There's an instant wall. And this goes for all kids. And so that's where a huge lesson for me, where I had to grow internally, was matching your energy, coming in equal with you.
Yes.
Instead
and not
of
like yelling and being
you did what? There's none of that.
Right.
And so, because you're instantly shut down. And so that was one of those lessons that it took me a little while to really check myself on, like, okay, if I truly want to have this relationship with my daughters, and this was big on mom pushing, like, hey, like, you're not going to have a relationship with your kids if this continues, but they need to be heard. And so that was a really big lesson for me as a father, was just learning to shut up and listen. And there's time, and we say now, you want my opinion or you want my ears?
Yep. You're like, do you want advice or do you want me to listen? I'm like, well, I want a little bit of both.
and so, but that takes me sitting there, even though there's conversations that we have that I do not want to even be involved with.
I know. Yeah.
Take that breath, hear it out. I give you my opinion, and then we move on. Right. And then at least you know where I stand on situations. And as you obviously become this young adult, I'm not going to be there for you. And so this is a weird era or transition phase for you, because this is where life starts to get really serious as you start to develop these adult relationships, starting to make adult decisions as far as work, life, relationships, everything else. And so everything. And so this is where almost mom and I start to kind of step back, which is terrifying for me as much as you. No, I don't ever want you to leave. But this is where mom and I kind of have to take the step back, kind of like how we did when you were younger, in that 11, 12-year-old stage is where things start getting tight. Like we start getting really strict on certain things. Now this is where you get the more freedom, and you get to start experiencing and exploring your new, freshly about to be adulthood here.
Yes.
And so it's a really weird transition stage for me as well. And it's terrifying watching you grow, because obviously I know it's out in the world and I'm not always going to be there to protect you, but I always will be.
I always call you.
Fucking better.
If you were this involved my whole life, I can't just later and just
That's
you
why
just did like you're gonna be even more involved.
I better be.
That's what it is.
This is all
I don't just
documented now.
as soon as I start my own individual life, you're not out of it fully.
Yeah,
you and
man.
mom are like, we'll be your past. And I hate when you guys say that because I understand what you mean, but you guys, I'll always keep you guys there. Like you guys will always be there. I never want. That's a whole misconception. I never want you guys to not be there
Yeah.
with me. You know, I'm always gonna come over. I'm gonna come over even if I don't have if I'm not living here and I have my own house. I'm gonna come over every day or try to. I'm gonna live nearby. I'm gonna try to find a place nearby. But it's like I do have advice. I do have advice for any girl dads listening and their
Oh, yeah.
daughters. I've got some advice.
Okay, yeah.
okay?
Let's hear this.
I'm gonna tell them from hearing our relationship and kind of giving you guys a little snippet. What the advice that I would give the dads, whether you have a son or whether you have a daughter, this goes for both. Talk to them. And that might sound so cliche, but what I mean is like, do not take no as an answer of when they go in the room on nothing, not much, like, or they don't talk to you. Like, show them that you care. Because if you meet them with the same energy as you don't care if they don't care, kids, we're never gonna really ask you guys, as parents, to come to us like that. It stands out to us more when you guys like want to be involved and you're like, oh, tell us about this. How did tonight go? And you come and lay on our beds. Like, regardless if we're in a good mood or not, that's something that stays in our minds. And I will speak, all kids want that. We want that relationship with our parents. And that's where my heart goes out to kids that don't have a good relationship with their mom or their dad. And it's not a pity or like I feel bad type of thing. It's like my heart goes out to those kids because we all want that. No matter what anyone says, we want that relationship with our parents because they're our safe place. And when our parents show us that they care enough and they're involved in our lives, that's so meaningful. And we will forever think about that. And also for the kids listening, if you have any daughters or sons listening, right? Don't be afraid to come to your parents. You can't. And it's so hard to give this advice because I know everyone's home situation is different.
For sure.
Right? So it's really hard. But if you feel like there's a disconnect with your parents, or parents, if you feel there's a disconnect with your child, you can always find a way to connect with your child. I feel there's no excuses with that. It's just one or the other not trying. And it takes two people to try. So it sounds so cliche of like talk and communicate, but it's such a big deal. It is such a big deal. And that's where I can talk to my parents about anything. They give me that safe place. They show that they care. But I'm also like, okay, they've given me this place. I feel comfortable enough and I'm excited to tell them what happened in my day. If I need help, like so many people, the teens are struggling. And not even just teens, children struggle on their own. And we're not meant to just, after school and after a whole day goes by for 365 days, just go back into your room and isolate yourself. Social media doesn't help. Your phones don't help. Tablets don't help. I can speak off personal experience. But I would feel so lonely not having you guys to come and talk to.
Do you think that's a huge problem in the teen world right now? Because everything that I read and us talking of how lonely kids are, do you think a lot of that goes back to their relationship with their parents, just not having to be able to communicate with anybody?
Yes, it's bad. It's bad. And it's something I don't feel a lot of people talk about because it's a very touchy subject. And I don't think a lot of people want to admit that. You know,
you recently were able to speak at church in front of like 300-400 kids, your own peers, so many.
Amazing opportunity.
It was one of the greatest things that I have been able to be able to sit back and just watch as a father. Not only for you, but for
the two boys that I went up on
your
stage
other
with.
two friends.
They're amazing, by the way.
Crushed it. To be able to watch teenagers
It was so cool.
speak in front of hundreds of their own peers and so confidently, it was one of the greatest things. But obviously, you being my daughter, they're my favorite. But those other two boys crushed it too. But then hearing these kids inside of your community and your circle, I don't want to say circle, but just your peers. A lot of kids are really depressed and are always talking about suicide and how many of these kids have suicidal thoughts and all this other stuff. Like, how, as this beacon of light, how do you try to help these kids? Or is there any advice for, parents that might have kids that are closed off and maybe going through those dark periods? Because you talk to a lot of these girls, you're helping a lot of them, mentor a lot of them.
I do. Like I said, my heart, I feel it for them, because I've grown up being blessed beyond measure with having a great life. Like I've been raised, it's just such a blessing the way that I've been raised. So I just want to preface that. And I haven't experienced a lot of things that, like traumatic family things or just certain things. There's a lot I can't relate with my peers. So it makes this a lot harder to navigate talking with people my age and trying to relate with them and trying to connect. It's really hard to relate and connect with people.
Interesting.
Very hard. So it makes it a little bit different to navigate. But what I've realized is that no matter what you've gone through, how drastic of events that have happened in your life or trauma that you may have, right? How lonely you feel, everyone at some point has felt lonely. And this was something I talked about when I did my student speech at my youth group or at my church, right? For my youth group people. And it was so amazing because just being able to shine a light on a very dark topic that's not talked about a lot was something I feel that was placed on my heart to do for a reason. And the fact that it was so crazy because the whole auditorium was filled with like hundreds of kids that came just to watch us 3 kids on stage have our turn to speak. And I remember agreeing to that, like, yes, right away. I agreed to it. I was like, yes. And then I thought about it at the end. I was like, I didn't even think about what I'm getting myself into preparation wise. What am I exactly like going to talk about? You know what I mean? And I remember our youth group leaders that were telling us what we were going to do. They're like, okay, it's got to be a topic that you guys can relate to, that you've gone through, so we can shed light on how you got through that topic. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so, or that experience. And so I was like, And I remember one day, it was like a Wednesday, and I was at youth group, and we were doing it in our little youth group sections. And they're like, think of one word that can describe a moment in time that you've gone through in your life, or what your life looks like now. Or it was a question like that. It was a really deep personal question. And I love those. Because it's a challenge, like I said, and it makes you think. And a question that can really make you think deep kind of shows you a little bit about yourself that you didn't know before. And the first word that popped in my mind was solitude. And that word stuck with me. And I was like, I've never even really fully thought about that word before. And so I was like deep diving. I was praying really hard about it. And I was like leaning on the Lord the entire time through this process. And I'm like, Lord, just speak through me. It's hard for me to navigate this. Please speak through me, if that makes sense. Because this is tough. Like, being able to relate with kids when I haven't gone through exactly what they've gone through is tough. But I'd be lying if I didn't say, when starting homeschool, it's pretty lonely going from having a group 24/7 at school to your friends being at school, making more friends without you, going down different paths, and you're more isolated, I guess. But I started to realize when I was working on the speech for these kids and the Lord was speaking through me, I was like, this word, solitude, has such a negative connotation to it, but I feel if with a mindset shift, it can have a positive connotation to it.
How so?
Because isolation and loneliness are like the negative aspects of it, of thinking that you're just in this dark room, you're alone, no one understands me, my parents don't care, but no one cares about me, no one tries to understand me. Those thoughts that we all have, where you feel like you're the only one going through anything and no one sees you, hears you, understands you, right? We've all gone through those because we're human. We've all had those thoughts. But one thing I've come to realize when preparing the speech is I've gone through moments in my life, starting homeschool and just letting the world's perception of homeschoolers and their words get to me. And I'm like, how am I going to make friends? I'm going to be antisocial. How am I going to be able to like relate with anyone? Making friends was a huge thing. Yeah. And a lot of kids struggle with making friends too, whether they want to admit it or not, whether you're in high school, online school, or public school, online school, or homeschool, that's a struggle. And when you're not invited into a certain group with a certain amount of people, it's you feel lonely, you feel isolated, and you feel like stranded. No one understands you, right? And so I'd have those thoughts too. So I felt like, okay, let me add this part where I can relate, that I can really dive deep into, and hopefully other kids can relate to it.
How did you get the message across? How was I guess that's my question. How was the feedback after your message from your peers?
I think about that day on a daily basis. It was one of the most incredible days of my entire life. And it went by so fast. Like, I wish I could experience that again. I even kind of get emotional talking about it because I spent like weeks preparing this and just literally leaning on the Lord as much as I could and just trying to like find scriptures in my Bible that spoke to me and just praying a lot on it. And I'm like, not even really practicing because I didn't want it to be scripted. I really wanted it to be like from the soul and from the heart, you know? And I was like, I don't want a script, you know? We're going to do this freestyle. And the amount of kids that came up to me at the end was insane, Dad. And you guys left after. You were there for a little bit of it, which I was so grateful for. But
we were there for all of it.
No, you guys were there. You guys were there for the speech. You were there for the speech, but I'm saying like after the fact, right? And you guys were like, we're going to let you have your time, right?
Yeah, we gave you your moment.
I was standing with some of my friends too, just talking about it, and people just were filling me back up. I tried going into it, like blocking out. I was like, Lord, let me just hear your voice and nothing else. Block out all the noise. Because in a moment like that, the devil will try to get in your head and make you doubt yourself and second guess it because you're doing something for the glory of God and for the glory of the kingdom and discipling other people. He's going to try to make you think of yourself as small, and you're not going to make a difference in anyone's life. Like, no one's going to relate with you. So I had some of those thoughts, right? And it was like, I really tried. This was one of those moments where I was like, nope, no, we're good. The joy of the Lord's my strength. Like, I can get through this. You know what I mean? Please, Lord, speak through me. Just help me reach other kids. And he worked in so many miraculous ways, Dad, in amazing ways. I don't even think there's a word big enough to describe the joy and just like love I felt from people. I had people I've never spoken to before come up to me and they're like, no one's ever talked about like this topic before, and I've always struggled with it, and I've never had anyone like feel what I've felt before, and I just want to let you know, like, thank you so much for speaking on it. I wrote down so many notes. I had people taking pictures. I told kids this was a crazy, I don't know if you guys heard this when you were sitting in the audience, but this is what was crazy. I heard pen clicks. So I told everyone, there was like hundreds of kids in this auditorium, and I told everyone, I'm like, you guys feel free to take notes too. Like, open your Bible, open your notebooks, take notes. Please do. Because I had different statements up on the screens. And so when I spoke, it went silent, and I was like, feel free to take notes. And I hear everywhere. It was one of those sounds I'll never forget.
That's a
and
cool
I could have like
feeling.
cried then and there because it was just, God, I was just so filled just with the Lord's love and just with everyone around me. It was amazing. I had kids, like I said, that never have ever come up to me before, and they were nervous. And they're like, yeah, I kind of struggle with making friends, and you helped me like kind of open myself up. And one of my main points was include the Lord in everything you do. In every way, every day.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be at night on the floor. It doesn't have to be in the morning. In every way, every day. And just keep him involved. He wants to be involved, and he wants to hear you. And that's what helped me get out of my lonely, like, isolated moments of like, how do I make friends? How is anyone going to like me? No one likes me because I'm like weird. I'm not going to know how to conversate. Like, I need a group of friends around me, right?
Yep.
And that's lonely when you don't have that anymore. And societal standards tell kids that, no, you need to have a certain amount of friends in order to be liked, valued, important. And that is not the case. And that irks me to my core when people feel that they need to have a certain amount of friends with them at all times. And that's another big thing I learned being at home all the time is like, you learn so much about yourself in your alone time. you grow closer with the Lord. If you're searching for it, seek and you will find. And when you really seek, he speaks to you in so many ways.
Absolutely,
and so
he does.
being able to speak on stage in front of kids, it's like, I never thought I'd be able to impact people like that. And I went into this going, Lord, please speak through me. I pray that I impact kids, but I'm not coming in with expectations of people coming up to me afterwards, because I'm not in it for like just to be on stage for like all
validation.
this, for all this validation or for this
Yeah.
light. I really want to touch people. Like my goal here is to touch kids, speak through me, use me. And so I prayed for that for weeks. And even before that stage, I was like trying to show that I was excited. And then more people came up to me than I ever could imagined. And I still get people that come up to me when I go there. And it's one of the most wild experiences, because people still talk to me about how my speech impacted them.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where like I give all the glory to God on that, because I would not have been able to do that without him.
You crushed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you crushed
Thank
it. I
you.
think you were supposed to go 10 minutes. You ended up going like 20.
I went I think it was 6
It was
or
18.
16 minutes over.
It was 18.
He was speaking. You can't stop when he's speaking. And so I just kept going. And there were certain things, Dad, I didn't even have written down that came to me on
Started
stage.
just spitting.
I was scared. I've never
Yeah.
spoken on stage before.
It was pretty cool. It was a super proud moment
That was
to
awesome.
sit there and watch you just crush this. Because the crazy part was you didn't practice in front of Mom and I. You didn't
I
even
didn't tell
let
you
us
guys anything.
You didn't tell us anything.
I
So
saved
Mom and I
it.
rolling in, I was like, "Oh, how's this gonna go?" Obviously I knew we were gonna crush it,
Thank
but
you.
I didn't think it would go to the level that you did, where you just, you ran that whole entire place, and it was pretty incredible to watch you do. So it was that was a really cool thing. I want to kind of shift gears.
Okay.
Let's talk about the podcast.
Ooh. Okay. I'm ready.
What has it been like being the producer of the Wild Chaos podcast?
I love this question because I've kind of had a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, my favorite part of being a producer is there's so many things. Like, there's not just one, actually. I was like, there's not just one. There's so many things that just popped into mind right now. But sitting behind that desk and listening to each individual person tell their story, it's wild. The amount of things that I learn and take in from each individual person. It's wild. It's literally the definition of wild chaos, because each story shows me something and I learn something and it humbles me. That's the word I would probably use for this, is every single time, no matter what, I'm humbled by everyone's experience.
Well, it's crazy too, because obviously, you've have a lot of life experience. I'd say for a 17-year-old, being able to
thank
travel and the things you've accomplished and we've been able to do. But in the aspect of everything, you don't have shit for life experience.
Yeah.
But you
the perfect way
get
of putting
to
it.
hear so many incredible testimonies of people just failing, almost dying, losing everything, gaining it back, finding their faith again,
Their vulnerability.
being vulnerable. I don't know how many
Yeah.
guys, including myself, have lost it on this show, just being able to talk and just have a
love it.
place to be able to be heard,
I go red light when you get vulnerable too.
God, that's
It's
my worst
important.
part, is when I see that camera light turn on me when I'm like losing it. And I'm like, you.
They gotta see you. You gotta see the real you, like I
no.
do.
No, they don't.
Yes.
No,
It's
they don't. And so, yeah. Who's been, this is a hard question. It's one of the hardest questions that I
no.
get.
Is this what I think you're gonna ask me?
Yeah. Is there an episode that stands out to you the most so far in this 100 episode thing that we've done? I guess 99, you being 100.
There's a few, and it's kind of hard how I categorize it, because if you can really make me laugh back there, and I don't know if some of you guys hear me laugh in the back. If it's funny, and I'm gonna laugh. And so I gotta say some names here, okay?
I bet
I'm gonna
you I know
shout
who's on
out.
that list. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if you know when I say it, okay? Hagen.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Hagen. Hagen's
yeah.
one of my favorites. I love Hagen. Okay, super cool dude. Super funny.
Episode 69.
Episode 69, of course.
Of course.
It was so perfect.
Just happened to line up that
It
way.
was so perfect. We have, I'm trying to also look at the names. There's so many.
Chuck. I thought Chuck would be on your list.
Yes. Sorry, Chuck. You were gonna come. You were gonna pop into mine in a second. You were on my list. Love Chuck. Okay, Chuck was one of my favorites. That was so funny. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. We have Kyle. I'm gonna shout out Kyle again. I love Kyle. He's a good friend of ours. Ben, the IT guy. Oh, God, I learned so much. I was like, I want to delete all my social medias from Ben. Like, Ben was so educational. I just learned so much from him. Austin Legg, that one.
Austin Legg was a great one.
Great storyteller. Like, I was engaged the whole time.
Probably one of the best storytellers of all time.
Oh, he was great. I love Austin Legg. I'm trying to think, Dad.
I know it's a hard one.
It's hard. There's been so many.
So being a teenager,
okay,
and obviously phones and social media are life for teenagers in general. I really can't put you in that category.
Well, thank you.
Listening to Ben, the IT guy, come on, twice now.
Yes.
And here you are as a teenager having to sit through the full episode because a couple of times because you record it, then you got to edit it, then you got to clip it and everything else that comes along with it.
True.
So you get to hear all the knowledge all over and over and over again. What are some of the things that you have learned from Ben and maybe some other guests?
That's a great question, Deb. I take so many notes behind the screen of just like statements people say when they come on, and I like quote them. I'm like, oh, Ben, the idea guy said this. Like, I'm gonna remember this forever now.
Mm-hmm.
He's brought so much light on how bad social media platforms, any platform, like he said some in particular, but like we're talking Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, like even Roblox, Fortnite, we got Call of Duty. He's brought all these games to life, and he's done so much deep, hardcore research out of passion to try and help parents protect their kids online.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's one of those things where I'm so grateful when he would speak. I'm so grateful for the things that I learned from him. It made me get off my social medias more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've even debated deleting them. I might do like a detox for a couple. I'm thinking of doing that, like a detox for a couple days, couple weeks. We should do it together. Like, it's so hard because he made me want to fully get rid of it. But then it's like, I don't know if I want to fully get rid of it because I archive some of my memories on there. I don't know. That's something I'm still figuring out. But
you're never on your damn. It honestly pisses me off sometimes. I'll send you something. I'm like, yeah, look what I sent you.
Finally.
Yeah, I know. So I can't ever be mad at you. That's all due to Ben.
That's all Ben.
That was a big change for you almost immediately because you get to sit through and actually see the impact of what these apps and games are doing to these children, and that's
scary.
where like the pride as a dad comes in. Like, wow, like I didn't have to be like, oh, did you hear what he said? Like you took it all in yourself. And you made your own decision. And I think it's probably hard for you because obviously you have this huge community of friends and they're always doing something.
Oh, that's
so
difficult.
You'll go like days even without even getting back to people.
They get so mad at me.
And again, and so it's probably really strange for your friends to not be able to realize why you're not getting back to them because they probably think it's you just being rude and not wanting to respond, but not realizing you're one of the rare teens that isn't buried in their phone.
Thank you.
Well, because I have you up here editing and doing shit almost every single day.
Correct.
So that helps. That helps.
It helps. It makes me not want to go on another screen because I'm already editing for so long on there. I'm like, oh God, I'm tired of this.
Yep.
You know?
And so it's got to be strange for you. And it's also, an attack.
It's an attack big time.
By you, almost the FOMO aspect of, you're missing opportunities or whatever, and so.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that too.
It's got to be a weird feeling knowing like, okay, I have this. I'm not trying to be a typical teen. I'm not trying to be consumed by the media and games and apps and platforms. Instead, you're growing a business. You're maturing and you're building your future instead of it being living through this app that nobody even gives a shit about at the end of the day. And so it's cool to watch you take that from Ben and now implement it into your real world life. And so it's cool for me. Like I was just with Ben last night and I thanked him for everything that he's done coming on the show and all that stuff. And because it's impacted all of our lives. I mean, he said things in there like the charging station for phones and getting them out of your rooms.
Night.
We did that. That was a huge change in the family of everything goes on the charger in the kitchen, nothing, no electronics, any rooms, and how that changed my sleeping that night. The same night we got our phones out of my room, it was that night because you sit there and scroll. We're all guilty of it, and then your brain's turned on. You're looking at these blue lights. You're
consuming
endorphins are being triggered. And then now, it's 11, 12 o'clock at night. Then you put your phone down. Then it takes you an hour or two to like wind down and get to bed, at least for me. But it was like, okay, 8, 9 o'clock, boom, everything's in on the chargers. And then it's like you're already wound down. So when you go to bed, you go to bed.
Yeah.
That
Or when
came
you
from
wake
Ben.
up, Dad.
Yep.
That also helped. Ben, thank you for the charging station thing, by the way. I was kind of, at first, I was like, I don't like this, because it was like we have to keep all our stuff out. It's just uncomfortable at first, when we would scroll or something
Or
at
make
night.
your friends put it on it.
Oh
We're
my
all
gosh,
like, friends.
we made my best friend. Well, he made my best friend do it one time. And she was so caught off guard. It was the funniest thing. He's like, no, you too.
Rules of the house.
You gotta
rules
put your phone-
there's rules of my house. You're in here.
When you left, she was like, I'm taking it off. She took it back.
I figured. I went back out in the morning. Her
I
phone was gone. I'm like, couldn't
rules.
make it.
Rules are rules.
Yep.
It was so funny. But even in the morning, no one understands it. It's so hard to make people understand. It's not my first thing I think about in the morning.
I love that. Yeah.
I'll go at it at like, it's kind of bad. Sometimes I'll go and pick it up at 1 and take it off the charger, like 1 p.m.
Yeah.
I'll go all morning doing something else, talking with you guys, chilling on the couch, going getting coffee, going on a walk.
It's pretty late in the afternoon by the
It's
time I
pretty
even
late.
see you picking it up.
It's not your first. If it's not your first thing, the last thing that you're on at night, it's not the first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that can make a huge difference.
Absolutely it does.
Ben literally, thank you, Ben. Again, he literally made me the whole time. I was like, I didn't realize. It's just the darkness behind it. And that also doesn't help teenagers and kids with being lonely.
Yeah.
You're just constantly comparing your life to people's highlights. It's bad. And so, thank you, Ben. I just want to say thank you again.
What else? Who else has left an impact from guests? Can you think of anything?
I forgot this one name that's one of my favorites on the list. Brian. Do you remember Brian? He was one of our recent ones.
Recent Brian?
Recent Brian.
Okay, yeah.
It was just good message too, but he was just so funny and engaging and just
Yeah.
like a great storyteller.
Fell off
Like
a cliff.
I gotta say, guys, I love the funny ones, like the engaging, fun story, like the way that they're able to tell stories. Like, we just have a diverse amount of stories.
We go from some pretty random things because we'll go from some dude falling off a cliff and shooting himself, robbing a dude,
Brian.
to a mother that's like lost her children. So it's so crazy to be
It, like,
able.
goes like this,
the emotions. I mean, you and I, we reflect after every episode. And we'll sit up here like, holy shit! Like, was not ready
That's so
for
true.
that, And like
Yeah.
Natalia, obviously, in last week's episode. Man, like that one was a rough one for both of us. And to be able
That
to
was really
hear
hard, actually.
what this mother has gone through and losing her children, and it's heartbreaking. And then but also at the same time, here you are hearing like the red flags that she was seeing and things that's what I love I think the most about you being younger and being the producer of this podcast
Yeah.
is because you get to hear some of the most effed up, encouraging, motivating, failing stories of how people have
Everything.
ruined their lives and built them back. And here you are as this teenager, instead of you sitting in a classroom all day, just bored as shit, staring at a teacher, not caring,
Bingo.
scrolling.
Bingo.
You're sitting in here and you're like, holy shit, never doing that, going to avoid that. Okay, need to focus on this. I'm going to start working on this.
Right.
So you're getting to learn a whole different perspective of life from adults that have been in the trenches versus sitting in a classroom of your peers that are bringing everything that's going wrong in their life to the classroom and then
sure.
putting it onto everybody else, or the
So
negative
sad.
shit that goes on in life. So you have listened to a life of stories already, and then I'm sure there's so many little things that you pick up on, like when you're
Yeah.
just out in town or listening and being aware and listening to guys that have been in the military and hunted dudes all over the world, and you get to see how predators work and how their mind is trying to figure things out and how to get in. I mean, it's just, you've been able to pick up on so many different skills and just knowledge from sitting
Yes.
behind a computer.
Wisdom. I have people ask me when they ask what I do, right? What do you do for work? I'm like, well, I'm a podcast editor and producer,
You're not a podcast
Yeah.
editor.
I said it wrong. I said backwards. I'm a podcast producer and editor for the Wildcast podcast. And they always look it up and people like go and follow. And I'm like, we're on platforms this, and this. And it's just so cool because people ask me, like, one of the questions, like, what's it about? And I was like, it is an ordinary podcast with extraordinary people. I go, they just say, we give people the opportunity and the voice to talk about their life story.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be fancy and it doesn't have to be super crazy. But then we think about, like, even the people that feel like they're like, oh, I don't feel like mine's crazy enough to come on. Like, my story's crazy enough to come on. Even those people have something where I'm like, what? You didn't think that was cool enough? Like, everyone's life has something to offer because we all have a purpose.
Absolutely.
So everyone has something cool, interesting, educating, fascinating, fun, like vulnerable, sad, intentional, like, any word you can think of. People just bring it. They bring it.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to explain Wild Chaos. Like,
it's hard.
Because we don't have a genre or a demographic or a niche. It's just giving
our niche
people
is having no niche. That's our niche. That's what I say. If that makes sense. I don't know if that
our
makes
niche
sense.
is not having
It
a
makes sense
niche.
to me.
Yeah, because I mean, we go such polar opposites. There's no set direction of where this episode or where podcasts go.
And that, I feel like that's the best part. That's the best part.
It is.
That's, like I said, what
That's
I
what
admire
makes it
about
genuine.
you. Yes, you could just literally just have continue on a conversation, not knowing which direction it's going to go into.
What do you want
I'm
to
having
talk
so
about?
much fun with this, actually, guys. This is fun.
Are you?
Is this how everyone feels?
Is it kind of nerve
At
wracking?
first, I
Is
used to be
it?
like, guys, people coming in because I'm over there. I'm like, guys, listen, it's just a conversation. Like, calm down. What you want? Calm down. Go get some water. I get you some water. Use the restroom real fast. We'll open the window. Like, you'll be good. Until you sit down, you're like, hi, my name's Chris. Like, it's just I almost completely stuttered my entire name and where I'm from. I forgot where I was from for a second. Like, it's just one of those things. But then you start to get more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And since, like you said, it's a gradual flow of conversation, it's not scripted. So I'm not like having to perform a certain way.
No, I didn't want to have a scripted like these questionnaires for you because I feel
We have better.
that's not how we do things.
Oh, and you and I, our conversations are every which way.
What do you want to talk about?
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo was a huge chapter in our life. You guys went really hard. We went really hard as a family. We didn't know we were medal chasers, but once you won your first,
Once you get a taste,
and those medals were legit,
like hefty,
like kill somebody
like
with.
cowbell.
Like I feel like they shit on like the Olympic medals. I mean, some of these things are freaking
Dad, chunks.
like they almost look like targets, like plates that you'd put out on the range and
Yes,
shoot. And
yes,
so
yes,
once
yes.
we got a taste of what those were from a tournament, I think a switched in all of us.
Without us knowing.
No, and then we were like,
Yeah.
we need more of these medals.
We need more.
So let's talk about
It was
Taekwondo because it was a great chapter. There were so many
So much to it.
lessons that were learned, and so when we started Taekwondo, when we put you in Taekwondo, you
Yes.
used to be this very shy, mousy, almost like shut off. You would be closed up, like you were very. I don't want to say awkward,
No,
just
please say it all. I was shy. Like,
very shy, very timid, I
Very
guess would be
timid.
the word that I would
It's a good
use. And so we
Yeah.
started you in Taekwondo and it just bloomed you into, at least helped propel you into the woman that you are today by bringing out this level of confidence that I put a ton of credit toward being in a martial arts and then competing at a top level of martial arts to eventually winning 3 world titles all within 3 years.
3 years.
So let's get into that. What was it like training to become a world champion?
It doesn't matter if you feel like training that day, you're going to train. Doesn't matter if it's raining outside, we're going to train. Snowing, we're going to train. If we can't make it to the gym, we're training up here. And not a lot of people know this, but when we did martial arts, this upstairs, right? Like, because people only see a little bit of this. This turned into our gym.
This is our dojo.
This was our dojo. And it's crazy because I forget about that now because I'm so used to doing this.
Yeah.
We used this small space, which was actually pretty nice up here. No mats. We used no mats. We taped off, what was it, like painter's tape? We painter's taped off the flooring and with the carpet. And so it's like, we had to make sure not to like go over the tape. And so we made it the size of like what our usual ring would be.
Yep.
I remember it is such a different mindset you have to get into to fight someone. and it's different. And
Okay.
I can't. Yeah.
Let's touch on that. Let's touch.
Okay.
What's it like? Okay, we're just gonna start in the early days.
Early days. Gotcha.
What was it like being this young girl
Okay.
showing up to a tournament and no other girls would show up, and you ended up having to fight boys, or chose to fight boys?
Okay. So fighting boys, I give so much of my experience and speed and just kind of the way I would fight. I would say, I don't want to say swag. I don't really know the exact
it
word.
is.
I had a different style of fighting that I it got brought out of me for some reason that not a lot of people were used to, and they were like, well, who'd she train with, type of thing. And obviously Dad would tell me, if I can fight him, I could fight anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You are a giant dude to fight up against, and it's pretty scary.
But I didn't
I'm not
take it
gonna
easy
lie.
on you.
And he did not. That's very true. Just because we're his daughters does not mean he took it easy on us. Like, we collided shins more times. I didn't realize the importance. Let me just say real fast, the importance of shin guards, because when you're going up against, like, you're a new fighter and you're sparring and you're like just kind of like lightly kicking each other, it's when Dad's like, okay, we're gonna train these legs, we're gonna make machines out of these girls, we're gonna kick hard, kick through these people, like kick through these kids, you know.
Kick through 'em.
Colliding shins with Dad. There's
Makes
not.
you see Jesus.
Oh, there's. I was like, I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done. We're not doing this anymore. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those moments where it makes you like, oh my gosh, like, the importance of shin guards are so important after that.
How does that transfer? Fighting me, fighting these boys.
Yep.
What's it like showing up to the tournament and then there's no girls to fight?
Well, you show up to a tournament and you're mentally preparing yourself to fight. And we drive to these tournaments. So we're going there for a reason. We're like putting our resources out there for a reason. We're here for a reason. Regardless of if there's girls here to fight or not, I have to fight.
Uh-huh.
I've already prepared myself to do that. And it's been a minute. So I'm trying to like bring myself back into the mindset that I had at that time, because those were the early days. Like, these were the early days where I had to start fighting boys. But I don't care what anyone says. Boys are faster, stronger. I don't care how that sounds. I will stand firm on that hill. They are faster, stronger, and they will help better you. I don't know if some took it easy on me. I'm sure some did, because I don't know. They don't want to like hurt me or anything. But I really made sure I was like, no, if we're going to train, like, don't go easy on me type of thing. Like, I want to.
You don't better yourself.
How is this a challenge? How do I better myself unless you like go unleash on me, And so I would get beat up pretty good amount of times learning it with boys, because I'm like, this sucks. Like, I'm not. Slowly, I would gradually pick up and like learn to defend myself and to like psych them out. I would learn my speed increased, my strength, like just the way that I would hit. It would never be as hard as the boys would hit, but my speed and just like the sound.
But it was harder than every girl hit.
It was. I don't want to like say that, but
truth,
maybe
though.
you guys heard it more than I did.
Just the photos alone, like your weapons would be wrapped over these kids.
Candy cane. We call it candy caning.
Because I'd watch a lot of girls, they'd come in and they're just striking.
They're just tapping.
You were cutting through, or you were kicking through these kids, which brought power, because these girls, I don't think, were used to training with boys. And so you were used to taking shots.
Right.
From your training partner. You had an incredible training partner the whole entire time that was your same age, and he fought on the male side. So you guys just fought each other 24/7, which elevated each other because how fast you were.
I was flexible, so it gave him a challenge on how to like get around me. But he was the strength and the speed. Like, we both bettered each other so much.
For sure.
And I give him so much credit too, because he was the one I trained with basically not a daily. Was it a daily basis?
No, it was definitely
like weekly.
Yeah.
Like we would, he'd come over and stuff all the time. But it was just the amount of training and repetitions that you have to do. Remember?
Yep.
You were like, and dad would always tell me, make it count. So hit through these people, kick through these people, punch through these people, make it count, so that there's no doubt in these judges' minds when you're fighting these kids that, oh, she made contact.
What was one of the biggest lessons that you learned from fighting competitively?
one of the biggest lessons I learned fighting competitive Taekwondo, I would say, is that it's good. It is so good, if not great, to be the underdog.
Why were you the underdog?
Well, for starters, when we started Taekwondo, I was probably 13 years old. Remember when I started it?
Mm-hmm.
Brand new white belt, and I had to work my ranks up to become a first degree black belt, and that took time.
Yep.
I don't even know how long that took, but it just took some time. And when we'd be at the gym fighting other kids, it was like a daily. We had to go there basically, like, I think we did 4 or 5 days a week is when we would go there every day almost, and just constantly train to better ourselves. I'd be fighting different kids. We'd have new kids coming in, reoccurring kids, right? And so everyone was at a different level of how good they were, how much practice they've had, right? And I'm coming into this brand new, fighting, trying to learn techniques and skills, fighting kids that were better than me. And it's weird because they were doing Taekwondo far longer than I was doing it.
Yeah.
And it would make some kids mad when I would, because I don't want to say I'm a fast learner, but I think I
You
picked it
excelled
up.
pretty quick.
I think I picked it up pretty fast. And just from practicing with you, even
Mhm.
when we weren't practicing at the gym and then going to the gym, like we nonstop trained together. And I
Yep.
give you all the credit for that too. And so Dad's making me better and training me on this. And so when I'd go and I'd fight with the kids my own age, I'm excelling in the levels and just trying to better myself. Like I wanted it. That was the difference, is like I wanted it, but I wasn't there to make friends. So I was kind to everyone. There was a difference. I was kind. I would talk with you, but I kept to myself and I wanted to work. So I was there to be kind, smile, but work. And so like I just wanted to be better. And I feel there's obviously cliques in every sport, right?
Yep.
And there were cliques, and I made sure I didn't want to be a part of any clique. I was kind, but I didn't want to be a part of any group. And I think that was frowned upon, not kind of joining or trying to be liked. I wasn't trying to look to be liked.
Well, you're trying to be nice about it.
I'm trying to be nice
I don't
about
give a
it.
shit.
Okay.
You got into this sport, you excelled really quick, and you caught up to these black belts at a color belt level, and then you started whooping their ass. And then there was a girl in this gym that she was an instructor,
Right.
and she's a paid staff there, and you beat the shit out of her in a tournament. I think the whole match lasted like 15 seconds before you scored out, and that turned everything in this gym, in the dynamic of our gym. And this girl started bullying you bad. She had other staff members, older boys, trying to hurt you, tell them to fight you, and they were trying to hurt you, and it wasn't working.
I was oblivious. I didn't even know.
Well, you had no idea. Mom and I were watching all of it, and then this girl starts trashing you. She was talking shit to the other people. So now you're dealing with almost high school drama bullshit in this martial arts world.
Yep, that's where I was getting my drama from.
And that's where a lot of people are like, oh, kids don't socialize. But this was a huge thing of being able to socialize kids in homeschool, was being in martial arts. And so you went through a really kind of a stretch of bullying where Mom and I had to let you figure it out, because we're not going to always be there for you. And this was a lesson for you. But instead of you going at it verbally, you just proved yourself on the mat every time by whooping this kid's ass and putting her foot in her mouth. Till eventually she ended up leaving the sport because she could just never catch you. And then even in other gyms, other tournaments and stuff like that, you were always kind of like the underdog because we were the only ones from our gym that competed. So nobody knew who we were when we'd show up, but they always knew who we were when we left. And it was a really great experience, I think, for you to be able to deal with bullying on that level of just hate, because of not for something that you did, but for who you just were, as far as working harder than others, excelling past others, and then obviously showing them that hard work, will surpass anything that they're doing. And it was a huge lesson for you because you were able to overcome this. And instead of quitting and like having paid staff at this local gym that we're supposed to be representing on the road, that their paid staff employees are bullying children in there and literally running people out. It didn't help that the owners of the gym were also absolutely batshit crazy tyrants themselves. It was an incredible lesson for you because you had to traverse this. You had to, we weren't going to let you quit because of some shitty instructor
And I didn't want
paid
to.
staff member. Yeah. And we were excelling and you were running through ranks and blowing through tournaments. And so it was one of these things where as mom and I had to sit here and watch you in a way be bullied, but also learn how to overcome it, learn how to take care of these problems. And you just proved it every single time on the mat. And that's how you eventually got out of this. And it was hard. There were some stretches where for a bit we were like, what the hell's going on? It was insane, the amount of just hate that came from your own peers there, all out of just pure jealousy, because you weren't clicked up, you weren't talking shit to anybody. You'd go in there, you'd train, you'd whoop ass, you'd leave. Like that was our mission. And
the hustle didn't stop. That's the thing. Even no matter the support that you have, and the only support I needed was from my parents and the people that were truly closest to me. And I had some great instructors there too. Like I just want to point that out. There were a few great instructors that I really did have that really poured into me and they wanted to watch me succeed. That was all I needed.
Yep.
I didn't need a crowd of people. I just needed the people that I cared about the most by there just watching me.
Yeah.
But the hustle doesn't stop no matter who's cheering for you and who's not.
Yep.
I hear this all the time from athletes and they're like, well, does talent beat hard work? Like which one? Is it talent or is it hard work, right? And you could have all the talent, I feel, until that gets in your head and your ego is bigger than kind of your actions and what you're able to do. When you let your ego get bigger than your own self, you forget who you are and you think that you don't need to work as hard.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like hard work and dedication is what I had to do. That's what I had to do to succeed and to have those voices be louder than and block out all the negative noise. The hard work, I don't even want to sit here and say like I had the talent in that, but, and I never thought I was better than anyone. That's one of the things. That's where I'm like, you got to come into it. You have to be a humble fighter. You have to be a humble fighter. And you could be like, oh, I did super good. That was a great move. You know what I mean? You have people supporting you and giving you compliments. You cannot allow that to boost your ego.
Yep.
You got to ground yourself and be like, hey, this doesn't stop. Just because this tournament went well, I gotta grind even harder. I gotta hustle even harder so I can make sure to show up next time. And I feel like your humility as a fighter speaks louder than you going in trying to prove something and trying to show other people, because I didn't go in there proving to people that I could fight. I just wanted to be better. And so it's like, how bad do you want something? And that is one thing that you and mom have raised me to. You've instilled that in me since I was little, is how bad do you want something in life? And so when we'd be training, some days were super hard, like where I fought you and I did not want to train. But it was so worth it, because even when you have to discipline your mind to where the days that you don't feel like doing something, do it anyway.
So everything that you've gone through, being a competitive fighter and winning 3 world titles, would you recommend parents to put their kids into martial arts?
110%. I would 110% recommend parents, please put your kids in a martial art at an early age, the earliest age you could think of. Because when I was in martial arts, I started at 13. I wish we kind of like knew about it more when I could have started when I was like 5 or something, just younger. You know what I mean? Please put your kids in a martial arts, because I promise you it develops their character at a younger age. It instills confidence. I would say that is the most important number one aspect that it gave me, was confidence in myself and in your abilities. Confidence in yourself and in your own abilities. I would say it gave self-discipline. It makes you work hard for things and hustle and grind, and just how bad you want something, work for it if you want it bad enough.
The amount of lessons, and you just named a ton of good ones, but there's so many lessons that being in a individual sport, and it was weird for me because I grew up team sports, football, and everything I was hardcore team sport guy growing up.
And I never did that.
And I'm 100% against it, because I feel that, especially for kids that are kind of closed off, why martial arts is, at least a competitive side of martial arts, was such a great sport for you guys, is because it's all depends on you. You don't have a
it's all you.
team to like fall back on. You're not putting the blame on other people. Every single time you stepped on that mat, you are the only one that can dictate the outcome of that tournament. And it puts this incredible amount of responsibility, of growth, maturing, everything that happens during that time to be able to step onto a mat and fight. Not the mat, and we're not even like haven't talked about what it takes is this young little girl that's closed off, kind of insecure and timid.
Oh yeah, very insecure.
To now like, hey, you got to go fist fight this kid.
This boy, yeah.
Or boys in the beginning at times to learning to overcome these fears. I mean, we'd show up at tournaments and there wouldn't even be any color belts. And you ended up fighting black belts and beating black belts. You ended up fighting a tournament full of boys. You fought 4 boys in a tournament and beat all the boys in every cat and won the whole tournament against the boys because you were the only girl that showed up. And then there was tournaments where there was no color belts and you ended up fighting up into the black belt division and ended up beating a couple of them in a couple of the rings. And so those little wins and showing you the confidence of who you were inside, I think really helped you bloom and blossom into this machine of a fighter where it was almost unstoppable. And then it was just this rampage we went on. And so what was one of the best things you took or you were able to get from being in martial arts?
One of the best things?
Yeah.
That's a hard question, actually. That's really hard. I attained so many valuable things from being in a martial arts. I learned how to have confidence in myself. I learned work ethic. I learned how to defend myself, which I feel like more women need to know
Absolutely.
how to do. Not saying you got to go around proving something and just fighting people on the streets, but it's something to where if you are a target in any type of case scenario, you know that you are going to fight for your entire life to get back home.
Mm-hmm.
And it kills me when, and obviously things happen unannounced. So you have no idea when something could happen, but it's just being prepared if so. And Taekwondo, I would say, was a great starter, like if you want to put your kids into something and see if they enjoy it or see if like it's something that they're willing to like progress in because you want them to have that fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to show them something. And there's a bunch of different martial arts. That's the best part.
Yeah.
That's the best part. And I remember when we started it too, I wanted, and when it was really picking up when we started competing, I was like, I want to be a mixed martial artist.
Yep.
And it just makes you want to add more into like your tool belt, you know, and you just want to have more under. And so it's like, let's name some. There's Muay Thai, there's Taekwondo, there's Jiu-Jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
That
Krav
one.
Maga. There's just a bunch of great. I think Taekwondo is a great entry level.
I agree.
And Jiu-Jitsu is an incredible sport too. I think Jiu-Jitsu though is almost like cultish. It's like CrossFit, you know, and people get so sucked into it. And then you know, you see all these guys, and then as soon as 2 jiu-jitsu guys get in a fist fight, they stand up and start fist fighting each other. So I think jiu-jitsu is a great skill to have, but also I think people need striking skills as well. And that's because not every fight's going to go to the ground. You're not going to be sitting there trying to like feel each other out and get this movement.
Defend yourself.
Just be able to defend yourself. And so, yeah, it's there's so many incredible sports out there. You ended up getting your best friend out of that sport.
I ended up getting my very best friend. I'm going to say her name.
Yeah.
Amy. Amy, if you're watching, because I know she'll probably listen. She'll listen to this one for me. She supports me like that. She's my best friend. And I think we're coming up on being best friends for 7 years now. Or when we first started Taekwondo, we met through there. And we did like black belt class together. And she came with us competing when we traveled a little bit. She came with us, I think, one time.
I coached her a few times.
You coached her a few times. Like it, and we've been best friends ever since. So it's like you can create such good friends and community from martial arts, I feel too. Like,
well, especially on the competing side, because you guys are almost trauma bonded because of the everything that goes on there inside the gym, the drama, the wins, the losses, and you guys get to experience that together, but not just in like a school aspect where you're just like, hey,
yeah,
how's your boyfriend? Cool, great. But instead you're
Right?
like, okay, this is the lineup.
Yeah.
I got to fight Kovanovsky. You girls are like going back and forth, and then you all are rooting each other on.
Yes.
You'd finish a match and you're running over to her
go
ring
watch
to
her.
watch her compete.
That's what we were talking about. It was not the like boys weren't even on our radar at that time. Like that wasn't the most stressful thing to think about. We were literally thinking about like, oh my gosh, like what could I have done better? Was that good? Like, what? Let's go cheer on for our friend over here. Or let's go, Amy, let's go. Screaming, like you're screaming and you're just supporting. And so there's so many good things that come out of it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like just for who you are as an individual, it just helps you grow. And confidence, there's a difference of arrogance and confidence.
For sure.
And having a humble confidence is so important. And I feel it gave me that. I feel fighting gave me that stand up tall, like no slouching, keep your chin up, smile, don't be rude, don't be mean, but just let who you are shine through, let your actions shine through. You know what I mean? It's that simple definition of like how I would fight was like actions over words. Like I'm not going to talk the talk. We're going to go do this on the mat. So just like I said in the beginning, being the underdog it's everyone makes that sound like it's such a bad thing to be.
Mm-hmm.
Own it.
It's that Mamba mentality.
Own it. Oh yeah, the Mamba mentality. What was it? They don't hate the good ones, they hate the great ones. And so it's like if you have haters, you're doing a good thing. You're doing a good thing if you have haters if you're keeping to yourself and you have pure intentions and you're just hustling and you're keeping to yourself and you're being kind, but just confident, and you have haters for that, you're doing something right.
Every time.
Do not let them get to you.
Mm-mm.
You can't. Their voices cannot be the loudest thing in your mind.
What was it like winning your first world title? After all the hard work. So after all the hard work, after all the rounds that you and I'd fight you, and I would not take it easy on, and I'd hit you as if anybody else would hit you.
He did not.
The training, the drama, the bullying, the fails, driving 15 hours to Colorado to fight in a tournament, to lose the whole tournament, to drive 15 hours home empty-handed. What did it feel like?
I remember that.
When you won your first world title?
I think I was more in shock. Like, did this just happen?
Uh-huh.
Because I've been working every year to try to gain enough points to even be eligible to compete in this entire competition.
Mm-hmm.
And I just won it in my ranking. Like in my ranks, I won that out of 12 girls that were here. And they're all great fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're going against the best of the best people.
The top 12.
Top 12. Or top 10. It's top 10. Yeah. And so I just remember like I didn't even have enough time to cry and get really emotional about that because we had our moment. Dad and I had our moment after. Because I still had more competitions after that to continue on to. You know what I mean? So I couldn't exactly leave the mindset that I was in. I call it the zone. I was in the zone.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that you can't take me out of during competitions.
No.
You couldn't make me eat. Could make me, like, you guys would be like, you guys want like a chocolate chip, or like I had to eat some fruit because I was just so nervous and couldn't eat. But it was one of those moments of, wow, like we made it. I made it.
Mm-hmm.
We made it. I looked at you. I remember the only voice I would hear on the mat was you out of everyone. Like, no offense, Mom. But Mom would be cheering for me too. But it's just, you were my coach. And so all I cared about was what you had to say. And it was the longest match of my life. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We went up against this really good Taekwondo fighter. And her name's Grace.
Grace is a stud.
She was a stud. I was like, okay, this is going to be a challenge. Like, she's a great competitor to go up against. And so we fought like two giraffes because we're both kind of tall. So we were both just like going at it, and judges weren't calling it. They kept saying like, no points, no points. And we're like, what? Like we're hitting each other out of breath. 2 minutes. Was it 2 minutes each match? What was it again?
Yeah, I think each round was 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes.
No one talks about how long 2 minutes feels.
When you're fighting somebody.
Dad, I know you know that. I know you know that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Especially in your gear, you feel like a marshmallow, and it's so easy to slide in your footies.
Yeah.
So it's like the balance has to be on point. Like you're basically on one leg the whole time because us girls would
Hopping.
really kick. We would kind of rely on our kicks a lot. But what I did as me being my own personal fighter and what I taught myself, I was like, okay, we're going to kick hard. I don't want to hurt people, but we're going to make contact. So we're going to push through these people. And so that's every time. And dad's like, what would you say? You would tell me, you had a few lines, like dad's vocal stems. Like you had stems that you would tell me.
I don't know.
You would
I
say.
don't remember. What are some of the things that
Oh, yeah, you would go. He goes, she doesn't want to fight you. Look at her. Look at her.
you could see it in their eyes. I could see it in those kids' eyes.
It honestly helped me, though.
I know.
When you
Yeah,
would
that's
say
why
that,
I
I
would
was
tell
like,
you.
okay. It would be like bouncing around. It's like you're just out of breath, and dad would pull me back, and he'd like whisper in my ear. And so it's like, if I didn't have you by my side, dad was an extra pair of eyes. And so I thank you for that. Like, you helped me. I just remember our moment at the end. Like, you like pulled me in because it was nonstop sweating, tears. Like, I'm not going to lie, our training days, I'd cry. We would cry. And you're like, you're really going to cry right now? Like, how bad do you want this? You know? And I'm like, you're right. Like, you're right. You know, this just sucks. He's like, more. Give me more. Give me more. And it was for that exact situation. Repetitions matter.
Yeah, all for that. You had a pretty good training partner, the Satterfields.
Oh my gosh.
They were hella
I love them.
competitors. Hell of competitors. They that was a great family. That was the only like the obviously besides your training partner here and becoming close with his parents, but the Satterfields were the one family the only family we ever connected with out of Vegas, and the dad was just another replica of me, but for his own family, and then all the kids they have. That was they were really cool people, and his kids could fight. And they really looked up. There was a lot of kids that looked up to you just by how you conducted yourself and held yourself in those competitions. You never had any ego. You were always cheering for everybody and helping and encourage and all that stuff. And so it was really cool. That was a really cool family to be able to go to the tournaments with and have somebody.
We grew with them.
Yeah, we all got into it like kind of together, and then we ended up actually fighting out of their gym and out of Vegas and representing them for a little bit that's where you got your world title out of that gym. And so it was
it's cool supporting each other, like being there every competition to support each other. They're really good people. Shout out Satterfields.
Yeah, shout out to the Satterfield family. It was cool to be able to share those experiences because their kids were really good, but not. You ended up fighting the oldest.
Yes.
And in the last season,
she'd give me a run for my money.
Yeah, she's really good. She was so young too, but her talents at that point. I would love to see you guys go at it now.
Yeah,
it would be fun. I'd like to see you step back into the ring and fight some of those girls again.
I would again. It was one of those things. I want to start up. I want to do something. New again.
All right.
I feel it. I feel that fire.
I shouldn't have said
it was a poll. No, I'm saying it. Keep me accountable.
Yeah. All right.
I want to do it again. I miss kicking. Like, that was my thing.
You and little sis got your world titles, and we
every 2 weeks. Yeah.
we dipped.
Every 2 weeks we'd have a competition.
God,
remember?
Dude, how many medals do you have in your room? There's got to be 100 medals in there.
I remember one thing that was really, really cool. It's like a little tradition that we would do. I don't think you realized that it made an impact on me. Is you and I would like talk beforehand. Like, you'd pull me over and we kind of, you'd just like fill me up and be like, you got this. Like, you'd tell me your own little message that you'd give to me. I think we'd pray too.
Yeah.
Mom would also tell me, she's like, I can do all things. And I'd be like, through Christ who strengthens me. so many things stuck with me, but you would show me where the medals were beforehand. And you'd be like, look how cool these are. Like, look at that. And it gave me something to work towards too. And the main thing I really wanted to work towards was making you proud because you were my coach. So, like, that was the number one thing. I could get the medal at the end. Like, my medals are super cool. But, like, I'd look over when I'd win, and Dad would give me a smile like that. I could see your eyes glossy, and I'm like, I did good, like a little puppy.
I was always proud of you.
I loved that, Dad. I'd also bonded us. We had something to bond over for sure with that.
Yeah, trauma bonded us for sure.
We did that. I definitely would say advice to parents: put your kids in a martial arts. Even if you don't have super young kids, you have teenagers, have them test it out. Yeah. Do it with them.
I'm glad we did. You were in gymnastics, and I pulled you out. I was like, "Okay, this is lame." I hated going to the gymnastics gyms and sitting there and just listening to all the freaking Karens just bitch and complain. And I was like, "We're out of here. This is stupid." And that's what I was like, let's go try martial arts. And then here we are. He won 3 world titles, and I'm glad you stuck it out because you didn't like it at first.
I didn't.
And I made
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah, told you to give me 30 days or 2 months.
You said 30 days.
Yeah, give me 30 days, and if you hate it, well, we're gonna find something else. But yeah, you ended up excelling at it.
I fell for it. And like I said, it's you choose to become the type of fighter that you are. And that makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say stand tall, keep your head up high. You have nothing to prove. Just show it on the mat.
Yep.
Show it in the cage, whatever you're doing in your sport. And I couldn't relate with other kids my age too because everyone's in a team sport. And I don't think I've ever done a team sport before.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't fully talk on I don't want to say anything bad or negative about team sports because I haven't really experienced that. But doing an individual sport is like my thing. It's not something I think I could go into a team sport to do because I keep myself accountable. You know, if I lose, it's because of me.
It's I feel like it's way more of an accomplishment. Obviously, I grew up team sports, and it was incredible winning games and catching touchdowns and all that shit. But like when it's all the weights on you and the stress, that was a huge part where the stress that we put on you, the training, the pressure of seeing the medals, and we were medal chasers 100%. Like we didn't know we were even that family until we discovered that. But then it was like, okay, and did to train our asses off, show up at these tournaments, kids we've never seen before, all these different states,
good kids,
and then to roll into this all by yourself, nobody else from your gym in most of these competitions besides your best friend. They'd compete at close ones, but we would travel pretty far.
No one's fighting for you.
No, you're doing it yourself. You got to. And if you walk out of that ring with empty-handed, I mean, it all depends on you.
It is a mental, just as much as it is physical. It is mental.
Yeah. Let's shift gears.
Okay.
Let's talk about what's it like having me as a dad.
I have nothing but like amazing things to tell people when I explain you, and I bring you up in almost like every conversation, even if I first meet someone or if they're my friends. Like, I don't think many people realize how valuable and important it is to have like an involved, good dad in a girl's life. And especially you. Like, you're not like anyone I've ever met or any other dad I've come in contact with. And I'm so grateful that you're mine because I like want to keep you to myself. Like, I don't want anyone else I want people to experience the type of like love and protectiveness that you give me. It's not a controlling, and I know it seems like it to the outsiders because you just want to protect your little flower, but I know why you do. And it just means you just show how much you care by like how much you want to protect me from the world. And you just like, you want to protect my innocence and you want to protect the goodness of who I am and who I'm becoming. And you're like the biggest shield that I would not be who I am without you, Dad. You've inspired me in so many different ways. You've molded me. That's the one word I use in like all your birthday cards or like Christmas cards. I say mold. Like, you've shaped me. I think of like a lump of clay.
Yeah.
And you like tweak things and you like reshape and you show me things. And you're the standard. Everything about you is the standard. This is such a loaded question because there's years of birthday and Christmas cards of things that I can come up with to just come up with the type of guy that you are, Dad. And it's you are the standard, and I just wish more people saw you the way that I see you, because like no one hugs like you do. You're like this warm, safe, like safety blanket. Like no one's given me that before. I haven't experienced that with anyone. And it's like, it's so hard because I know how much, and I know there's never any perfect moments. Like, we've had our times where we fought and we've argued, and like I can't imagine not talking with you or being close with you, because that would like kill me because of how close we are and how I've been raised, and you've just always been there. That's one thing I have to say about this man is he's never not been there. No matter what he's battling on his own, you've always been there to pick me back up. And even if I'm not doing something exactly that you like agree with or want me to do, you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I do give you is the mental load, Dad, that you carry on your own. And I'm aware of it. The things that you don't talk about that you probably go through as a man. Even if you don't handle a certain situation perfectly, you always do self-reflection and you take accountability. And you come and you speak to me on your own. And you sit in my room, you sit on my bed, and you either like cry it out with me or you talk it out with me. And you show me why you might have like reacted or held on super tight for a certain reason. And it changes my perspective on everything. On just like dads are like a girl's biggest protector and just admirer. Like you're my biggest admirer. And I could go on. There's so many things about you, Dad, that I like adore about you. And you're everything. You're my hunting buddy. You're my business partner. You're like one of my best friends. I couldn't do this life without you, Dad. I know that you view me as like this flower. So instead of getting mad at you, sometimes I struggle because I'm like, why doesn't he let me do this? Or like, why is he, you know what I mean? Like we all do. But I change my perspective on it. And I'm like, I know why he does the things that he does.
I love that. I love you.
I know I love you more. I know it's kind of all over the place, but there's so much.
There is.
It's like trying to condense everything I feel about you into one question.
Yeah.
If people were to ask me if you guys were strict or not, right? Like, are your parents strict? I've had people ask me that before. It's such an odd question because certain things you guys are, but you're not. Okay, how do I explain this better? Like, you just...
I can't explain that for you. I'm the rule setter, so...
I know, but it's not... Like, you guys could be a whole lot more strict.
Maybe it's because the rules that we have in place, we've made them make sense.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it, honestly.
And it's not that it's like a trust thing on you.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you just don't trust other people.
It's the world.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when you're always like, Estelle, I'm like, tell me one good thing that happens past 10 o'clock.
Yes, there's that.
Tell me one good thing. Tell me one
that.
positive thing that happens past 10 o'clock at night.
And I can't, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, I'm emotionally mature, but like the emotional mature part of it and how you guys have raised us is like, okay, he's got a point. I can't name something, I can't name it.
Well, because you've been able to experience, you've traveled. Like I think thing that helps with that is who I am and my past history of, the world that I used to live in with the military and private security and everything.
Right.
I observe everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always pointing that shit out to you girls. Hey, you see this? Do you see how this is unfolding, right? Do you see how this guy's parked here? Do you see how this woman parked so far away? Like, and I've always laid out scenarios for you. Head on a swivel. Be aware. Get in your truck. First thing you do when you get in your truck, lock your door. But it's that type of stuff that I've explained to you. Not like, oh, you got to be home at this time because I said so.
Yeah, you never. That's okay. That's a big one. I should have said that. I should have brought that up. You never say, well, because I said, or like you can't ask questions. You guys always allow us to kind of ask. We never ask like why like that.
But
we go, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
How come? Like what?
But I think that's healthy.
I think it's healthy.
That's a mature question from your point of view. Because, and as a parent, you can't just be, because I said so.
You got to give us context.
100%. Because I want you thinking, okay, well, if I can't do this, I don't want, well, my dad's an asshole. He just said no. Which I feel that's the majority of parents. Because I said so, no. Because they don't want to deal with it. It's lazy parenting,
they don't
whatever
want to deal
it is.
with it.
Now it's, okay, cool. You're going to be an adult one day and make your own decisions. But like this time, it's like, okay, if I can preserve just something of that nature, like, do I want my daughter to be the next statistic where I'm talking about it, right? It's like, that's how I look at it. There's going to be some times that you're probably going to be like, motherfucker, like, I I just want to be out an extra hour or two.
There's time. I've had those times. Trust me.
For
like,
sure.
those-
And
I've
it
had those
sucks for
times.
me as your
Yeah.
dad. It sucks for me because I wanted you to be able to go and experience that. But like things are so crazy in this world these days. It's terrifying. But also at the same time, you need to experience this stuff because that's how you grow the street smarts, being able to see scenarios that are unfolding or being able to pick out somebody that's weird or standing out.
What do
You
you-
make this decision. What do you want to do?
You give me the tools. That's
Yes.
one thing that my parents are extremely amazing at is they listen to me, they let me talk, but they give me the tools and their opinions. They're very opinionated people. But they
Yes.
give me, I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I really do love that about you guys. But you guys give me the tools to make decisions and mistakes on my own.
That's how you
and-
learn.
Yeah. And so I know it's hard for you guys too, because even explaining it's probably hard. You know, that's why it's hard for me to explain it to people because I'm not gonna lie, like friends, people around me are like, why can't you do this? And I'm like, and I'm able to explain it, not because like, oh, my parents won't tell me or anything. It honestly, it's like a mutual respect. I have like a respect for you guys and why you do what you do. And you guys give me, you're like, okay, I'm trusting you that you'll make the right decision. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Well, because you've never given us a decision to not trust you.
Right. I feel that's where a lot of like the conflict and butting heads comes into play with teenagers. And I'm just speaking for teenagers because I'm a teenager. But teenagers and just kids with their parents is like, they want to know why. And I feel if some parents just kind of like took a breath and a step back and were like, okay, can we just tell you like how this kind of scares us in the situation that you might be putting yourself into? Maybe it'll make the kid sit back and be like, oh, they come from a good place. They come from a good place. And that saved me a lot. I'm like, I know why my parents do what they do. It's from a good place. Even you guys have even given me the freedom to do something like, oh, it's up to you if you want to do that. And I've done it, right? Because I'm like, well, I get to do it, and I've done it. Like, and I didn't like it. And so I'm like, okay, I see why they did that now. Or I'm like, nope, I learned from my previous mistake by listening to them say you could do what you want to do and just follow along with what the friends are saying, or just do what makes you feel comfortable too. And just stay back, take your own vehicle. Like I've done both worlds, both ways. I've been like, no, I'm going to question my parents on this one. Not rebel, but just question. I've questioned you guys and made my own decisions.
Yeah. But you need to.
They either turn out really good or they don't. But I learn. Either way, I'm learning. And so I really do try to take your guys' advice though with things. That's why I ask for it.
Absolutely. That's why I will always give it. For all the girl dads that are listening to this conversation with my daughter, what is a piece of advice that girl dads should know about raising daughters? What is something that is super important?
What is a piece of advice that girl dads should know about raising daughters? I would have to say communication.
Okay.
Being affectionate.
Okay.
Showing vulnerability. And being soft and gentle. But also being hard and calloused. I would say there's so much to that question, but I know that you're a man. Like my dad is a man. And he's a man of his word. He's strong. He's brave. He'd do anything for our family. He'd fight for us. But it's when you can take a step back from that and approach me on like a gentle, soft level to where I feel like you're trying to understand me. And then it opens me up a bit more to want to tell you things and to tell you how I feel, because you're approaching me, matching my energy of like, oh, he's not going to yell at me for this. He's not snapping at me saying I'm a disappointment or he's not proud of me or I can't do anything right. I feel there's a lot of kids that struggle with a lot of I'm just going to speak for daughters right now that struggle going to their parents because they're worried what their parents are going to say or think about them, what they did, the decision that they made, And so I noticed that you work on yourself with being softer and more gentle with having daughters. And it goes a long way because we're not sons, we're very emotional creatures.
Very.
And so even when we've had our crying moments together where you've gotten really vulnerable with me, makes me feel more connected to you. And it's even more of a safe place to come to my dad when instead of letting his anger peak, he can soften and be like, I'm here for you if you need me. What's on your mind right now? Like, how do you feel?
So that's a pretty important aspect to be able to share those intimate, passionate, emotional moments together.
Being compassionate with one another. It makes me feel like I can fully be like myself with you too. I don't have to, and I'm speaking from me here too, and so I feel this could definitely benefit other daughters and their fathers too. It's just you both have to meet in the middle. You and I have struggled before. I'm just going to put this out there with communicating is not our strongest, like, it's gotten better over the years, because we've worked on it. But this is just a real raw conversation. It's not easy to do. You guys both have to try and meet in the middle.
For sure.
It goes for any relationship. And I feel it goes for dad and daughter relationships too.
And that's a lot of trust.
A lot of trust.
And it's one of those things that has to be worked on. It's not just hey, we have this relationship, or hey, we're going to communicate right now about this very important thing that's going on in your life. Like, this is something that needs to be built a foundation on and constantly working on, and letting your kids know that you will listen and you'll always be there for them.
And I don't know if that's, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if that's a cliche answer or like what a lot of people say, but you're not, I know it's different for fathers raising sons and fathers raising daughters, because we're very emotional, and I feel boys are too, but they just have a different way of showing it, I feel like I could name a bunch of different things, but there's just communication in our house. We're just trying to communicate, like, or we start a conversation, like what we've worked on with each other is, hey, can I that's how we approach each other. It's like, hey, can I communicate something with you? And no matter what mood you're in, that tells the other person to kind of like take a step back and be like, okay, he or she, with both of us, are trying to talk about something with each other. And like we've had those, like, that's what I'm saying. I can't imagine not talking with you or being so mad at each other or just not having a relationship with each other, not caring enough to want to get to know each other. You know what I mean? Like, I feel fathers should also trying to learn their daughters too.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Because
get to know them.
No matter how much I would want you to be something and try to sculpt you into something, it's your own life. And that was something that took me a while to realize as a dad. Like, I want these certain kids, and I'm going to raise them this way, and they're going to turn into this. They're going to
be like this.
They're going to be I'm going to sculpt them into this, which can happen. But children are going to take their own path, and they're going to develop their own life. And so that was something that was cool to be able to grow together on, is just getting on the same level and communicating and being able to talk.
And I want to mention this. The affectionate part in hugging your daughters and spending time with your daughters and speaking words of affirmation over your daughters and to them, making sure they know how you feel about them, how you view them, is so important. Like, I've never had to be like thinking, oh, I wish my dad did a better job at that. You've always spoken life into me, and that is what I feel creates like why I have a little no cloud over my head. And I give my parents props so much for that, because you always make sure to hug me, because that's how I feel love, is through physical touch, so you always hold me. It's not just like a pat on the back. I don't like it when you just pat. So dad always holds me and hugs me, and we just kind of stand there. That shows so much more than words could ever. But there is something with us daughters about when our dads speak life into us and build us up. There can be those breaking down points where you're trying and then building them back up.
For sure.
The constructive criticism is needed, for sure. But it's constantly just even random words of affirmation throughout the day, or like if telling them how beautiful they are, how much they mean to you,
how proud I am of you,
how smart you are. Like, you're like, even you just starting to sing, I'm the most incredible person, like, I'm like, Like, it just makes me, it fills me up. And I don't feel with my own dad pouring into me, I'm not looking for it as much on the outside from other people.
For sure.
And
that's also a huge fear of mine. And I think that's what helps me speak so much words of affirmation into you.
I do
is
love
because
that.
I want to set the bar so high so when these boys come along, they don't even compare. And I don't ever want to have to worry about you finding validation in another man.
Right.
Until that moment comes,
Right.
when you choose to be in that relationship. Because I watch a lot of the girls your age, and it's terrifying. Terrifies me seeing how these girls get sucked into these relationships so quick, how they evolve and escalate so quick because their fathers are absent at home. They might have a dad at home. They might have a father at home, but they don't have a dad at home that's in their life, that is breathing
I say
these words into them. Involved. And I'm involved
father.
in every aspect of your life. There might be something I don't know about that I'm not involved in, but I feel for the most part that I'm involved in the majority of everything that's going on in your life. And I want to be able to be there for all of that. And that's a huge, that's a part of being I feel a true dad is raising the bar so high when it comes to men. I think that is a huge part of being a father. A real dad is to be able to breathe as much life into your children, so that way they don't need to seek it. They're not
Exactly.
looking. I don't want a daughter that's looking elsewhere because she's missing something at home because
That's what I feel a lot of it is.
I pick a bottle instead. I'm in the alcohol. I'm watching porn. I'm doing all the other shit that these dads have excuses to be sucked away and pulls your attention, your phone. Like, that's my big thing. And so that's where it's like, it's scary because I see how these girls are so easily manipulated by these kids, and it's a game, and it's like, it's all a challenge now. And they're not being taught how boys are thinking at this age. They're not being shown what's the next play. This is what's going to happen. They're not being guided. They're just turned into the world, and it's terrifying. Like, I sit here and I look at some of these dads sometimes, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're not, just guide your kid. Just help point her in a direction. But instead, these dads don't even care. And these kids are just walking out that front door with zero guidance. And it's really sad to watch. I know you see it in a lot of people that you know. And
Dad, a father in a daughter's life, not even just a father, an involved father is the pillar that stands on the foundation, or all the pillars. And that's how I look at it. I'm like, Jesus Christ is the foundation. You've got the dads that hold up the pillars of the house, of the home, with who you're becoming as a young woman. And that's, I don't know, I just thought of that, but I thought it was just a cool way of looking at it. And that's just to paint a picture for you guys, because no one talks about that enough. You could have a father at home. Your father could be at home. But if he's not involved, there's a difference. You could tell.
100%.
And I'm not saying that out of any jabs towards anyone whatsoever, but when my dad is so involved and he's just there. He's always there. I'm not afraid to come to you for anything. Like I said, obviously it's not perfect, and we don't have perfect moments all the time, and we'll fight and we'll argue. That's just being human. But I've never been like, oh, my dad's too much, or I don't.
I'm sure there's been some times.
I don't get along with my dad. I've never said that. I've never said I hated you. I've never said I didn't like you.
We've never gotten to that point.
Here's the thing. Even as mad as I've been at you, I'm like, I sit there because I'm like, why do I understand where he's coming from? And that'll madden me even more in the moment, because I don't want to understand, but I do. You have showed me there's only two men that have showed me this, okay? And that's Jesus, and that's you. And it's what true unconditional love feels like, looks like, sounds like, everything. That's true unconditional love. And I've always said that from the beginning, because you're not conditional with me. You've been there since day one. And I know you always will be. And that's the hardest part for you, is when it's hard for you to loosen that and let me go little bits at a time. I never want you to let me go. That's never what I asked to do. But I know when you want to uncover the flower a little bit, you're like, Like, I feel like you go like this with it. Kind of like, you just want to keep it. But it's like the best way of looking at it. And I've always looked at it like that. I'm like, you just think I'm this pretty little flower that you just want to protect from anything. And so.
Just preserve your innocence. That's all I want.
It. Yeah.
I love you.
I love you more.
Do you have any questions for me?
I do. I have
You
one. I have one that I wrote down that I thought of last night. Okay, Dad. What is one thing no one talks about enough about being a girl dad? Is that a good question? Did it make sense?
100%.
Okay.
I think one of the things that I've never heard anybody speak about, really, about being a girl dad is the level of emotions that, like, you have to learn with traversing all the phases from
That's a good question. I'm sorry.
it's pretty tough. Nobody talks about this shit. This is what nobody explained.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody explains this shit. Being a girl dad is how you just love these kids so much and the emotions they bring out and how much they change you as a man. It's been pretty cool. I'm so glad I'm a girl dad.
You wouldn't want it any other way?
Oh God, no.
I know
No,
we're
I couldn't
emotional.
even-
Like, it's a lot at times.
Holy shit, have you guys changed me? That's for sure. That's what people need to know, how much a daughter will change you. How much they will soften you.
Oh, that makes me cry hearing you say that.
It's the greatest gift.
I cry when you cry.
I know. I guess to answer your question, one of the hardest things, or I guess, well, I don't even remember your question. Damn, I can't even.
What's one thing no one talks about enough
Yeah,
about being a girl dad?
how much they soften you. You always hear about it. And I'll talk to buddies. Like, I think every one of my friends is a girl dad for some reason.
So perfect.
They talk about it. You catch yourself crying over some fucking stupid Disney movie or something, or some dog dying, and you lose your shit. But it's the greatest thing because it softens you in the best way possible. And you go from this hardened, callous, fighting the world piece of shit for so long, and then this little baby is just put in your lap, and it just changes who you are. And if it doesn't, then there's a problem, because it's the greatest gift that I've ever been given was you and your little sis.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I love it. I love being a girl dad.
That was the best answer, Dad. I didn't even wow.
And I'm glad it has.
Oh my
It's not fun
goodness.
being a hateful piece of shit.
I notice how much I never really think about how that it's us, but I do notice how over the years and just growing up, how much you've softened and just.
I had to. I would have lost y'all.
But you did it
Honestly.
for us,
Yeah.
and that's what I feel
You
a
missed
true
a
man
lot.
would do.
You were lucky enough to miss a lot of my bad days. Unfortunately, your mom was the punishment of all that.
I was really young, right?
Yeah,
Like, very, very young.
And so it's part of maturing and checking yourself as a man and realizing, okay, do I just want to be this guy in these kids' life, or do I need to be the dad that's going to sculpt these young women into an incredible young woman that's able to go out into the world and bring a value to a relationship, bring a value to a job or to other people and lives and changing people. So yeah, that's where I really had to take a step back a while back and, okay, is this the best version? What it was is, and I guess kind of on your previous question is, do I want you dating a version of me? And the answer for a really long time was no. And then I'm sitting here trying to teach you what to look for in relationships or what men are about. And here I am being that, right? And unfortunately for your mom, she put her through a lot. But then it hits you one day. It's like, dude, would I be proud if my daughter was dating a version of me? And it was no for a long time.
What about now?
What
about you now?
I don't. Now
That's
I
a
look
good
at
question.
it differently. Yeah, I don't want you. I want you to date a better version of me. I want you to take all the skills and the lessons and our talks and just put them all together. And that's where you're going to have to figure that out if you want a version of me or somebody better or different. That's where I just hand it to you and you're going to be like, well, kid, good luck. And you're going to flee the nest one day. And those were, I hope you never do. But there'll be a time where it comes and you start your own life and you're going to start a family. But that's where I just want to be able to look back and be like, okay, like I feel she knows what a true man is, how a true man treats his wife, how a true man raises a family and be able to overcome stressful situations and through doubt and through failing and everything else that comes along with being a man in today's society. But then to be able to teach you everything along the way as this young, beautiful, growing teenager and then to take it all in and be able to process it. And I want you one day to come to me and be like, Dad, I found a better version of you. That's what I want. I want you to come to me with a better version of me, with the standards, with how he's wants to raise his kids, who he is as a man. That's all I want.
See, this is what I wish. I love that I get to see this part about you because this is what I love so much about you.
Well, I'll be crying every damn day if we're talking about this shit. I can't be doing this, right? It'll ruin my street cred.
That's why I say you're my standard.
100%.
It goes so much further than people may realize. It goes so much further, especially when you have a good, I don't even want to say good relationship. I have a great relationship with you, and it's a blessing. It's such a blessing, but I look at you like the world, Dad.
Well, thank you.
Like you're the strongest, best, greatest man I know.
Thank you, my love.
It's like everything, and I don't know if I say it enough, but I observe everything. I watch everything, and like I said, it's not, I don't want you perfect, but you're real. Mm-hmm. And no one understands the level of realness that this guy brings to the table. Not everyone's ready for it, and not everyone's prepared for it. Mm-mm. But I do admire that about you because, you are real and you're raw, and you deserve everything, Dad. And you deserve all the praise, and I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
And who you're becoming, and just how you've grown. And you've wanted to grow. You're the definition of a man wanting to grow and change for the better.
Thank you, my love.
I see it. You have so much good in you, Dad. You have such a good heart. And I see it. That's why I'm so loyal to you. And I'm because no one else sees it. And I hope someday someone can get close enough to you to really see that.
Nah.
I do. Nah. I do.
Those days are closed.
Someone will. Someone will sneak their way in.
What other questions you got for me?
This one is kind of a little one, but it just popped in my head. Remember when I brought up earlier in the podcast how parents, or we're just going to use dads, for example, or they grow up so fast? Mm-hmm. Do they really grow up so fast?
It's not that you grow up fast. For me, it's that time starts to accelerate. And once the speed starts happening, it doesn't slow down. And so it sucks, man. It sucks. But yeah, you always hear it. You always hear the old timers, right? Yeah. And I'm that guy now. You always hear count your days, your kids, before you know it. Before you know it,
they'll be.
And no. It's my little girl. And then here I am. And we're business partners. And starting a new chapter of your life, and yeah, it flew by. It sucks. It sucks. That's the hardest part of being a dad.
I like that answer.
The hardest part of being a dad for me with you is I have spent my whole entire life learning to live with you. And then you realize that one day I have to teach you everything to live without.
Wow. That was really
I
well
gotta give you
said, Dad.
I gotta give you everything. I've spent this whole entire life learning to live with you, and then I have to teach you everything to live without me.
I've never heard it put like
shit
that.
Sucks.
I don't like that. I don't like that idea. Oh.
That's a point that hits you. It hits you as a dad. That here I am in the last 17 years. Every waking moment, I've just want to spend time with you girls, but then you start processing it when you get to your age. That holy shit, everything I'm preparing her so she can live without me one day. That shit sucks. That sucks as a dad.
That was beautiful. That I've never heard it said like that. And I'm sure many can relate with that.
It's rough knowing that you're going to be on your own one day, and I can't just open your door and be like, "What are you doing? Go to bed." 2 in the morning. You're reading your Bible. Go to bed.
Duolingo. Go to bed.
You're learning Spanish. What the hell are you doing? It's 3. Go to bed. I'm going to miss those days. I'm going to miss the you not shutting up for hours on end talking about why the stop sign has a white ring around the outside of it. I don't give a fuck. But I'll hear you talk about it for 2 hours. Those are the things I'm going to miss.
That was the best way to explain that. It was so relatable. I can't even be mad. That was... Oh,
that's
I don't care.
That's the downfall of being a good dad. I feel is realizing one day you're gonna live without me. I don't even know how. Your mom, dude. You think I'm a train wreck? Your mom is gonna be a shit show. Absolute shit show. Then I got to pick those pieces up. That's why we're gonna build a mansion and your whole family can live. Yeah, that's my goal. You guys don't ever have to live.
Oh God, it's the same for me when you tell me. You almost reality check me and remind me we're gonna be 18 soon. It irritates me, but it also makes me so sad to think about it because that's the age where society's pushes you out.
It's the dumbest shit.
Out, and it's scary.
It is the dumbest thing to me that we, as a society, because so this is a great topic.
It's a great topic.
Senior, you're graduating soon, and everybody every time I hear somebody ask you, and I'm like, ugh. And it brings this disgust to me. Oh, what are your plans? Where are you going to college?
What's your life going to look like?
What's
now?
life looking like? What's college? What college have you decided to? Have you committed to a college yet? And I see all these people
what?
Why? Why would you send your child off to college to now learn whatever they're not going to learn at college? To get themselves in debt. You're encouraging your child to leave the house at 18 years old to get themselves in debt straight out of the gate.
Literally still a teenager.
Putting themselves in hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt as a teenager. Now they're having to struggle, which I'm all for learning lessons and struggling, but now instead of being home, building a business with your dad and also on your own,
right?
Saving your money, learning as many skills as you can, and putting everything away till when you're ready to start that new chapter of your life. Why would you now put your kid into the society now that they're paying taxes all on their own? They're not supporting and supplying to your home anymore. Why do all of these cultures around the world all live together? several generations under one home. But here in the United States, 18, oh, my kid's going off to college. He's going to go be in a sorority. They're going to be in a fraternity. Like you're raising your kid for their next chapter of their life. They're looking forward to being in a fucking fraternity. That's the next chapter that you're preparing your kid for. I can't relate to that. Like I'm over here like save your money, build a business. Okay, you're in high school. Let's start building a business now. Like look at you. Like what you've accomplished, the skills that you have learned by us forcing and putting you into this. You're going to learn this. If you want to do it for the rest of your life or not, I don't care. But for this time, you're going to learn a skill, but instead you're not out. And I'm not throwing shade on kids that are working as a barista at 16, 17 years old or bagging groceries, whatever, working at McDonald's,
whatever they're doing to make money. Yeah.
Make your money. I'm all for it. But why would you not encourage your children to start a business, to partner with your kid and so you can grow something together with them? That's just, I don't know where we've lost this mindset, but instead you're proud and you're tagging your daughter in these posts that she's pledging and she's what do they call it now?
What is it? Where they're going out and recruiting?
No, when they're going to get in a sorority, they're like committing to a sorority at a certain school.
Oh,
and
I don't know anything about that life.
Rushing, like you're here. You are proud as a dad that your daughter's making rushing posts to her new school and trying to meet kids, and she's still like. I look at this shit and it's the most bizarre mindset that a dad or a mother could ever be in. And I'm not trying to say I'm judging, but 100% like that you just spent, I'm speaking for like hopefully parents that are intentional with their children. Why would you sit here and raise this child and try to give them every skill, every tool, everything that I have done for you? Now I'm just going to be like, hey, go to college and go. Good luck. You're on your own. Go get indoctrinated from whatever you're going to be into in these schools. Go get yourself in debt. Good luck in being an adult. Instead, why would I not create this child with all the tools that we have created you? Okay, cool. Hey, now you're becoming this young adult. Here's how we evolve into this. And
like
some
learning
people
to take over the business, like
and
like
some
that.
People might look at it like, oh, you're just coddling. We let you fail, we let you struggle, we let you stress, and that's all part of becoming an adult and growing. But it's like, why? That's the bar you're setting for your children to join a sorority or a fraternity. Why would you not have them stay at home if that was an option? You had that relationship with your kids that go to online school, but they could also contribute to the family, or they could be building a side business with all the time and money that you're saving them versus sending them off to college, because that's the thing. And now all these degrees, these college degrees don't even mean anything anymore.
Like, why is that what your life should look like? Like, what do you plan on doing with your life after high school? That's
why does it have to be college?
Yeah, why does it have to be that?
Some of the most successful people that I've ever met, including your mom and I'm not saying successful on money values, but successful as far as being able to build a home and build freedom.
Yeah.
We have zero college. And now you look at these huge companies and they're lowering all the standards of college degrees, and the majority of people that these parents, oh, my son's going to go off and my daughter's pledging to the sorority and they're going to go to this college, don't even use their degrees for anything that they studied for. They don't even use the degree that they just got themselves in debt for their real world opportunity.
And going on now, I see so many of my friends and stuff are like, they're stressing. Juniors and seniors are stressing about what their life's going to look like because everyone's like honing in on them at the end of that. And I'm like, I'm not.
It's a huge amount of pressure. I feel our society
it is a
puts
lot
a
of
huge
pressure.
amount of pressure on your age kids to do you feel it here in the home. Hey, you're almost 18 now. What do we got? What are we thinking? Let's start planning this. Let's start saving. Hey, this is how this works. But they're putting the pressure. You're going to be out of the house soon. Why does your kid have to leave the house? Where does it say in any society around the world, you turn 18, you graduate high school, you have to leave now? And it's been this whole, oh, you still live with your parents? Oh, that guy's a loser. It's the American culture. We're the only ones that do this. Like, you're looked at as some loser or some bum, and you are if you're just in your room playing Xbox, you're not working, your mom's making lunch and dinner for you. Yeah, you're a loser. But like, if your kid is living in your home and you have a son, especially for these dads, your son's grinding, like starting a new business, you just want to kick him out of the house because he's 18. Why would you not encourage your kid to save money? Let's start let's start scaling this business because you live at home. You don't
Let's
have to
invest,
worry about
let's
an apartment.
save.
That
You
to
guys
me,
you guys been teaching me how to save, like really save for things of value.
yes.
Investments, like invest in like some nice things and put money away for yourself. Like
That's where we are so lost as a society, and it's that's why I have such a hard time trying to like relate to other dads when they're telling me about their future of their kids, and I'm like, why the fuck would you force your kid out of the house to go to college, get in debt, experience most fucked up shit? God knows what happens at college for the experience. Like I'm cool with you being a business partner with me and us growing together and that day comes and you got a fat bank account because you're living at home, putting everything away and investing and
I'm
learning.
grateful for that. And no shade on the people that want to go to college. It's
No,
just
not at
that's
all.
not my path that I want to do for myself. And I don't feel like I'm missing out on the college experience like most people want. Just like I didn't feel like I was missing out on the public high school experience. It's mindset.
Well, and then especially if your kid wants to go off and be a doctor or a veterinarian, something that dude, all for it. Are you going to tell me that you're learning in college, getting indoctrinated by all these giant left-wing schools versus you living in the real world, growing your own businesses? Like, you mean to tell me going to college, learning whatever they're going to learn is more productive than what you're already growing a business in the real world, learning entrepreneurship, skills, communication,
Socializing skills.
being able to socialize with adults, business entrepreneurs, CEOs of businesses. You have sat down with CEOs of multi-billion-dollar companies with me and been able to have a conversation with these guys. Like, you're going to tell me you're going to learn that in college?
Dad, I can have a conversation with someone just older, someone way older and more experienced than just an adult. I can have a better conversation with an adult than I can with someone my own age.
Why is that, do you think?
It is so frustrating and like mind-boggling, honestly, especially when I realized that for the first time, because it makes you feel so like isolated and alone, and it makes you feel like I can't relate with these kids. Like, how am I supposed to create connections with people and make friends with people my own age if I can't conversate with them? Like, I just can't find this line of connecting with these kids my own age. If I'm talking with a successful adult that has been an entrepreneur, runs a business, has failed multiple times, and then has succeeded, right? Like, because entrepreneurship, you fail and you succeed and you fail and you succeed. Totally, I would sign up for that. Like, I hear that. I hear that you fail so many times and you succeed. Cool, I'm signing up for it. I'm understanding going in what it's going to consist of. I have you guys as great role models showing me what that's about. That doesn't scare me. Failing doesn't scare me, especially starting it at this age, because I felt in my own little ways doing this with you what certain things feel like, and it pushes me to want to be better. And how do you want to be better without failing?
Mm-hmm.
I learned that in Taekwondo. I learned that running the podcast, and I will continue to learn that. So that does not scare me. I will sign up to be an entrepreneur if that's what it's like. I understand. And I know it'll be hard. So it's going to be a lot easier to say it now than later. But I have to mentally prepare myself for what I'm getting myself into. But speaking with adults, especially entrepreneurial people that I've spoken to that are a lot older than me, they're very intentional.
Okay.
And they have a mission, they have a plan. They have so much wisdom and advice to bring to the table to give to me. They want to see me succeed.
Mm-hmm.
They want more kids like me at my age to have a good work ethic and to have that fire to want to be better. That is huge. Mm-hmm. That fire to want to be better. Even if it's 1% better. Like, one thing I don't talk about enough that I am myself's worst critic.
We all are.
So, but I'm constantly like, how can I be 1% better? How can I be better the next day? How can I do this better? It's never good enough for me. Like, I'm always coming in with a heart of gratitude, but I'm like, how can I be better as a person? How can I be a better daughter? How can I be a better follower of Jesus Christ? How can I be a better disciple? How can I be a better sister, a better friend? That's a big one. Like, just how can I better myself in the different versions of me? How can I better them?
Well, you get to see a lot of people because obviously in the world that we live in,
I do.
That's the crazy part that people don't talk about. Like, the entrepreneur life it is a crazy life. Like, I'm
around it a lot.
No guaranteed paycheck.
Nope.
everything fluctuates monthly.
Things failing,
big wins, huge losses. And it's a lifestyle that's not built for everybody, but you and your sister have been able to watch mom and I do this your whole entire lives. And we make do, I mean, we're not millionaires and, but we live a very fulfilled, just joyful life by not having to depend on somebody. And that's what I really want to show you girls is, hey, and if you're running a Fortune 500 company one day and you're sitting there at the CEO's desk, which I can 100% see you doing,
thank you.
Good on you, right?
Right.
I hope to God. But then at the same time, I also can see you building your own multi-million-dollar company and changing women's lives and helping lead a lot of women down some incredible paths. And so it's like that's where you get in the mindset of high school, college, going straight into the workforce. Instead, it's not. Nobody's teaching their kids how to just critically think for themselves.
Right.
Or, hey, you're passionate about this. How do we turn this into something more?
Right.
That's what these parents aren't doing. Is just find a passion. And I know being a producer of this podcast is not your passion. But
it's become something I'm very proud about, though.
Well, because it's evolving into something, and you actually are now seeing. Oh, okay. Now it's.
And I want it to do good. Like I'm putting my love behind it because I want it to do good.
Absolutely. And it's fun watching you as a teenager while I don't want to say friends, but while your peers are out just doing whatever teenagers do, you're constantly leveling up. Like I'm constantly watching you. Hey, Dad, I'm going to try this instead. I'm going to do this week. Hey, I just learned how to do this. We're gonna start implementing a new intro to the podcast.
Look at my hook.
Look at my hook.
I'm so proud of my hook.
Look at this hook. I've been working on for 3 days, and it's like 30 seconds.
Takes so long. Yeah.
And so, but that's where I want, as a dad, that's where I want my daughters. That's how I want my children's minds thinking. Like, what's next? Like you
Right.
are going to be hiring kids with zero experience, and here you are, not even graduated high school yet, and you're a producer of an incredible show, and you've built this. So your resume that you're already building by the bread, the sour beef, and trade shows, and the podcast, and just everything that we have consumed you guys in with us and showing you, like your resume already is light years ahead of any of your peers. And it's like, I look at other parents, I'm like, why would you not want that? Why just create the standard and then, cool, you're just going to go with the flow and get right into the next government built program in the college, and then to go get your own home, and then you're paying your own bills. You're paying your own. It's just, they just want to spread us out. And it's like, why would you not just build everything under one roof? But also that goes back to being an intentional parent. If you don't like your kids, you want them out of the house. And
that's why if you get to know your kids on a different level, like you get to see them for who they are.
Yep.
And you get to love them for their differences, like with their siblings. Like me and Katie are so different, but you guys love us in different ways.
Yeah.
And that's the best.
Completely.
But another thing too is like, this is what I would tell fathers is get your kids, start them early on being able to talk to people. Like show them how to talk to people, order things on their own.
Paying for stuff.
Paying for things.
I feel a lot of parents, and I've talked about this before, a lot of parents, when they're raising littles, they don't evolve with the child. So you get so protective, and you get such in this little baby stage. And then before you know it, you got a 7 or 8 year old and you're still treating them the same, but then they just start, they're not evolving. So instead of the parent evolving with the kid, they always want to just protect in this young little stage. But it's like, oh, you're 9 years old. Hey, you get to go pay. Hey, count the change back to them. Like everything should be a life lesson. That's what your mom is crushed in the grocery store. Hey, just because this is cheaper, is this a better value? Doesn't mean it's good for you. It just because it's more expensive, is this the better option? Like that's where mom is. I give all the credit in the world.
Love you, Mom.
To her. Yeah, shout out to Mom for being so intentional with you girls about everything in life, because her and I have talked. It's like, man, one day you guys are going to leave the house. And I don't understand why parents can't process this, that your child is going to leave the house one day and they don't even know how to do their own laundry.
Right. Well, Dad, another thing, I didn't even bring this up. Another thing is if you teach your kids at a young age how to conversate with people older than them, like even adults. Adults is more important than even kids their own age. Like they'll learn that, obviously, but to grow them and to better them, have them be talking with people older, like bring them places. Like you guys brought us everywhere. But we also have been able to deal with rejection.
Absolutely.
And with sales. Yep. We're okay with being told no, or someone ignoring us, or giving us like a dirty look, and
or just being an ass when
they
walk by.
Being mean.
Yeah, this is Karen.
I've had so many situations where I'm kind to everyone, right? But it's a whole different level of killing them with kindness back when people don't. It catches you off guard when they don't treat you how you treat them.
Yeah,
or they'll like ignore you or give you a dirty look and say something kind of like snarky back. You're just like, nope, no worries, okay, When you're like, like.
Then we turn and laugh.
Oh my God, I'd be like mortified. I'd turn around like, okay, don't let it ruin your day. Don't let it ruin your day. It's okay. But that's such a huge part.
Well, look at your sis. I mean, every fall she's out knocking doors trying to get raking leaves. And how many people say no to her, and then she'll pick a job up and they pay her $100, and she's like, oh my God, But it's the fact that back to coddling. Oh, no, we don't want to put him in this situation. It's too stressful. Oh, no, we don't want him to hear the word no. It's like, what are you preparing your kid for? It's like, no, you want to make some money? Let's go some flyers. Here's some tape. Let's go door knock. I'll ride around with you. And then watching her knock on each door, and then the door closes. She turns around, and the first few times she's super sad. And then within a few doors, she's just like, okay, bye. We'll come back next year. And then you guys have been able to learn rejection. You've been able to learn to get over a lot of things that stop people dead in their tracks, especially when they start maybe going down the entrepreneur life. And then you hit these walls, which is the whole entire life of being an entrepreneur. And that's what separates entrepreneurs from just being a worker. And so it's like, but that's where I want you girls. So you can go to a job interview. It could be your dream job. And they tell you to absolutely not. Worst candidate we've ever had. You'd be like, all right, cool. On to the next thing. And it's like, you don't take it personal because you know what success feels like and you know what it took to get there. And that's where, as a dad, I just want to watch one day and I want to look and call him like, where are we at? What's going on? You're like, Dad, I just nailed this. Just picked up a new partner. Got a vendor, whatever it is you got an adventure in your life. I know you're going to crush it because you've gone through all the phases of failing and growing, and
I'm still on that. For sure.
It never ends.
I'm just saying
it never ends, but you've been able to watch it for a very long time. Sure. I mean, your whole entire life. I mean, we've had a charity, and look what we've had to do to raise money and to help other people. And
I've been around people my whole life. So since I was little, I mean, you know this, always been a talker since I was little. It's perfect. Growing up being a little yapper and being a talker with everyone and just talking with anyone makes it like Mom and Dad never stopped me from doing that. They're like, ask questions, talk, like you guys have always told us, ask your questions. What doesn't make sense? Ask what a word means. Our vocabulary increased and excelled because we're talking with adults and we're hearing, what does that word mean? Having intellectual conversations with people is something I value so much.
Yeah.
And it sounds kind of weird coming from someone my age, I feel. But if I can have a stimulating conversation with someone, it captures my attention.
Well, look at how many doors that's opened. Look at how many people try to poach you. After talking to you, like, oh man, I got grown adults that have been in the industry for years that can't process, that aren't problem solving like you. And that just... It's such a valuable skill because if you can talk and learn to mirror and match, which you guys are great at, learn to find a similar ground, and then then it opens doors. It's just energy, and then people look like, wait, you're how? Oh my God! Oh, wow, this girl's got potential. And then people are just more keen to opening up and giving you opportunities and offerings instead of being this little kid's like, good.
Well, it's less awkward too. Yeah, I'm trying to teach myself. Like my goal now this year is no matter who I come in contact with, I want to be able to have a conversation with that person. Like a good conversation, not just where it's kind of like blank pauses and you don't really know what to say. If they're awkward, I want to be able to change the awkward conversation. For sure. It's
like a challenge.
It's a challenge.
100%.
And I've started to realize that about myself. I really do like that. If it's hard for me to navigate, I like finding a way because then it's something to be proud about. And it's something to work on. And it's just so cool. Conversating, I know I've probably said this whole entire podcast, but it is one of the biggest key values that you and Mom have instilled in Keiki and I from such an early age. Yeah. Talk with anyone. The people we have that come over to help us with, if we need help with lighting or just new people that I meet along the way, like being able to email them back and forth and ask for help. ask for questions like, could you teach me this? Could you this? And they come over and talk, and I could talk with them. You don't have to be worried that if you like leave the room, it's silent up here and it's just awkward. Yeah. I'm like, oh, so
it's such a great skill. It's such a great skill to master, and it's going to open a lot of doors for you.
That's something I want to improve on, like
always
more and more.
And that's just conversation.
And more and more. And sometimes it's hard. It's hard sometimes to have a conversation with people if it's really awkward or like you don't know how to approach a conversation with someone. But I give all the credit to you guys. Brought me places with older people, more mature people, people that have been through the suck, but have also had very highs. Like I've talked with all our guests, every single one of them. Like it's so fun. It's so fun, and I love it. And I love it when they like talk back to me, like when they talk back to me too, and they like want to talk with me in the chair. Like I love having conversations with people. Yeah, it's a good thing. That's why I'm glad we're doing this.
It's gonna go, yeah, right.
Dad's like, how long has it been so far?
3 hours, 18 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I finally experienced it. It feels like an hour.
Yeah, everybody.
It really does.
Everybody. This is how good I am as a host.
You're a very good host.
I think I've talked like 5% this whole time, so. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I can't. I have to like slow it down.
I love you, my love.
I love you more. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know.
What's another topic? I don't feel. When's the next time? I need to see if people even want me back for this. Hopefully. I hope what I'm saying is making sense because I was so excited. I was really excited to do this. Just to share kind of my side.
I'm glad we did this. I'm glad you're my 100th episode.
I'm glad too. I'm not saying I have it all figured out, but at all. I'm not saying
Honey,
that.
you're 17 years old. You haven't figured shit out.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But you're ahead of all of your peers on this journey. You have started hiking that trail years ahead of them, and they got a lot of catching up to do. And that's where I get excited as a dad, is watching you grow.
Thank you, Dad.
And knowing that like you're going to be okay. You're going to crush it.
You think that?
100%. I know that. I don't think it. I know it.
Evident?
Oh, you've matured so much in the last 6 months alone.
Really?
100%. And that's where it's good.
That.
It feels good as a dad. Just be like, I'll never be easy with you leaving the home, and I'm never going to be like, oh, she's gone, good luck.
I would be sad if you were
I'll never be that dad.
Honestly.
But knowing it's like, okay, she can go to a job interview, and I'm like, oh, how'd it go? You're like, didn't get the job. You're going to get the job. There was in the reason I love how it's transformed. I want to say,
tell me.
I want to say it was Dana White. Somebody years ago said that, talking about this your generation, of how they're just lost. That if you can create a machine of a child, that they're going to own everybody and their own peers. And that's what I've focused on. Because you look at, I compare you to the rest of your peers, and it's night and day for me as a dad.
I appreciate that.
I've yet to ever meet Franklin's kid. Kevin's doing a good job of raising his son, right?
There's Junior's great.
Junior's a great.
Junior's great.
Incredible.
Shout out Junior.
Shout out to Junior and Kevin. He's
great.
just done an incredible job raising his son. And there are other dads out there that have done a really good job that I know. But I want to say, as far as your peers, there's very few kids that I would even imagine come close to putting on your level as far as maturity, being able to problem solve and troubleshoot and get over stress and handle crazy in amounts of stress in crazy situations that I've put you through. So
I look on the bright side too. Like I try to be positive about it, even how stressful it is. I try to like laugh it off or be like, oh, well, this is something that I'm learning, or just like make a joke or something. It kind of just brightens up the mood when you're super stressed.
It's part of growth, and you look, and that shows maturity of how you look at the situation. It's not just like, oh, my dad's making me do this. You're like
I said, it can always be worse.
Oh, cool. Not cool, but you're like, okay, well, I'm forced to have to learn new equipment. Now I'm learning to have to force to edit something differently instead of just being like, oh God, I have to just. You take everything in, you process it. There's things that I have you do that you're everything about and you don't like it.
Yeah, but I don't complain.
But there's kind of a madness or a method to my madness sometimes.
Yes.
And it's you being able to be so far ahead of your peers. That's where it gives me like this peace where I'm like, okay, these kids are not even ready for the world, and here she is, like just who you are. And so it helps ease a little bit of the stress for one day when you want to leave the home, but
it's a reflection of you and Mom.
Well, thank you.
in Jesus. But like,
Big
it's
time
all
on Jesus.
three. It's all three of you guys because, like I said, I'm not doing this on my own. This isn't something I'd come out to be like on my own. It all stems down from the parents molding you
Mm-hmm.
and investing time and energy into your child. There's so much I've learned how you guys raise us that I cannot wait. Well, I will wait, but I cannot wait to be a mom someday. So hopefully I can, but to where I don't think I could be better than you guys.
Oh, you'll be better.
And how you guys are as his parents. Like, I don't think I'll be better. I like worry about that.
100% you'll be better. You know why?
I can't wait.
'Cause Mom and I have completely different parents that were not us.
Right.
And
That's
we broke
true.
that generational curse
You
to
did.
make us a better version for you, to make you a better version of us.
I just can't wait to kind of experience
Oh, I
what you
can't
guys
wait.
did so that I can do it and be like, guess what? My mom and dad. And I take pictures of everything. So you guys, I have pictures of everything, like albums, all photo albums to show my kids of everything.
You'll be such a better version of us because we gave you so many more tools than Mom and I were set up with. We didn't have any of this.
And
You
that's
think
what
I was
makes you
having these
guys-
conversations with my dad at this age?
That's what makes you guys the most amazing parents. You don't even compare. That's the word. It's just unbelievable because I like meet some parents, and it's obviously no one in particular, obviously, but like I've come across like through years of just growing up, and I've met people's parents, like random people that I've met and their friends and met their parents. They don't talk to their parents. They're rude to their parents. They're disrespectful. I'm like, I would never say that. Like, my face shows it before I'm like, well, I would never say that. Like, I would get my butt kicked for that. But it's like just respect. I respect you guys, and I honor you guys, and I uphold the Marshall name, and I make sure to continue to give it a good reputation that it has. And we are a reflection. Kiki and I are a reflection of how you guys are as parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want parents to hear that out there.
It's pretty dope watching it. I love the compliments. That's one of the greatest parts about you being my kid is the compliments I get from you, from strangers.
God, that
I met your
means so
daughter.
much.
I met your daughter. And
I'm always so
man.
worried too. I
I've
always
never
come at
been-
it
I've
worried.
never
I'm always
been
like,
worried.
no, I'm probably really awkward because I feel just very weird, but like that's just quirky and weird. It's just who I am. But I'm
to
always like,
separate you from the rest. You're just you. You don't have to try to be anything. You're not trying to be anything. You're just you. Authenticity is the greatest.
Originality are my favorite words. Intentionality, like I have 3 favorite words. Yeah. Just be original because don't be like everyone else. I always say this, and I think I wrote it in my Bible and it's up on my whiteboard, but it's like, keep me different, Lord. I don't mind standing out.
Absolutely. I love that.
Keep me different, no matter how hard it gets. That's one of the reasons why I gave my life too, was because I know that when I do go through trials and tribulations, who better not to cling on to before that happens, so that I'm not far gone like that. And you're never too far gone. Let me be clear. You're never too far gone. But I'm handcuffed. Like, just freaking, he's like my pillar. I'm just holding on to him.
I love the relationship that you have with Jesus.
Oh. Thank you, Dad.
It makes me so proud.
I love seeing you grow with the Lord too. That's one thing that brings me so much joy, is seeing him work in other people's lives, and especially in your life.
God
Because
knows I
I've
needed
prayed
it.
for so long. Every day, every night.
Just like your mama.
Yeah. And mom is our rock with that. She's got like unwavering faith.
Oh God, yes.
That's the definition of mom. And that's such I talk about you guys all the time in my youth group, and I'm so grateful because
I have a question for you.
yes, I love questions. You could tell.
What is your favorite thing about your mom?
Oh, about my mom?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about my mom is that she is such a character, and she is so unique. But she's warmth. She's my rock. There's not one word. She's everything.
Just everything.
She's everything. Even if I think about and like not having you guys and not having the relationship that I have with my mom. Like she's like my best friend. She gets me probably more than I get myself.
Same.
My mom, yeah, she gets
Same.
us more than we get ourselves. And mom would take an arrow for us. She would.
Oh God.
I
love your guys' relationship.
I just as much as the person that I am is because of you, and it's because of Jesus, it's because of mom. It's all three of you having your hand on me is what's molding me. Because if I didn't have one of you, I wouldn't be who I am. Mom is that unwavering faith. She's that warmth, that she's the heart. She's my heart. She's my voice of reason. Mom.
She's a pretty damn good mom.
She's
You
a
are
pretty damn good mom.
God, we, not you. We are so lucky to have her.
There's no word that's good enough, Dad, to describe you, and there's no word that's good enough to describe Mom.
Thank you.
I can't.
How important is it to have a relationship with God to you? What does it mean? What does God mean to you? Or what does Jesus mean to you?
That question is such an intimate question because, and this is strictly coming from me. It comes from a soul, okay? This isn't any TikTok, any Instagram, nothing I've seen. This is just coming from the soul. He shows me, I see the beauty in everything and everyone because of Jesus. And I see the good. I try to find the good in people because I know that's what he does. Everything is like in such detail and it has such beauty to me, the way I look at life. And that's all because of him and the way he moves in me. And I allow him to, I open my heart to him and I include him. This is what I spoke about on stage is like, I was like, okay, if I'm preaching this, I need to live by it. I include him in everything, every thought I have, every doubt I have, every negative thought, every decision and option that I have in front of me, I include him in. I'm like, well, this path looks a little rocky, but I don't know. But this one's got the sunflowers, but then this one. And so I talk to him, and I probably look schizophrenic because sometimes I talk in real life. So I'll be out places. Like, it's not to myself. I'm like, Jesus, I don't know what to do right now. Like,
same.
And I feel that, I know, not I feel. There's a difference between I think and I feel. It's I know for a fact that that he is real because I see him in everything. And everyone and everything. And nothing could change my mind on that. And I feel him in music and worship. I feel him when I'm by myself. That's like, if you were to ask that question, where do I feel him the most, is when I'm alone. Because I go like, Jesus, I say it in the morning. I go, please get in my head before I do.
I love that. Get
in my head before I do, Lord, because I can't do it on my own. I admit I can't do it on my own.
No one can, my love. We all need him.
I ask him, he's such a light, and I just say, please use me to be a light in other people's lives. Like, shine through me. Help me to bring people closer to you in any way that I can. Help me to be a positive impact in people's lives. Like, I love it. I ask and I go, please just speak through me. Show me what I need to do here because I don't know what to do. You know? And it's the best thing because he's what's brought me out of my own head. He saves me from myself. And he saves me from thinking I'm alone. Because you're never alone. Even if it's like physically you feel like your parents don't understand you, your siblings don't, your friends don't. You're not alone. Speak to him. Speak to him. He will bring you community. He will be there for you. He'll comfort you. I said this on stage. I said, Jesus will protect you with one hand. He'll shield you. And with the other, he'll hug you and he'll bring you in tight. He does both.
I love it.
So that's how much he means to me.
I love it. Do you have any questions for me? If you could ask me one thing, what would it be?
I could ask you one thing, you're going to ask me this question? Oh, Dad, there's so much I would ask you. You know, asking questions are my favorite.
Ask away.
I could
your
ask
turn
you
now.
one question. What would I ask you? What's something you wish you could make me see through your eyes? Is that a good question? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I love this game. What is something you wish that I could see through your eyes? It doesn't have to be directly towards me. It can be about anything. Just what do you wish you could like show me through your eyes?
So much. I wish you can see how just incredible you are. What a beacon of light you are to other people. I wish you can see that. How you get these moments of doubt, and it drives me insane because you're so talented, you're so smart, so beautiful. And so when you get down in these moments, which we all do, that's where I'm like, God, how does she not see how incredible she is? Who you are as a natural leader and just this magnet for anybody that is in a downtime and they're just drawn to you. It's just God's got a future for you, and He's got a hell of a plan. And you'll see it.
Oh, Dad, that means more to me than you could know. Thank you. It could be anything, too. I don't want you to feel like you just have to.
I'm going to say whatever the hell I want.
Okay, right. I forgot. You're real.
Yeah, you've sat through enough episodes with me. Yeah, I wish you just knew your value and who you truly are on the inside because you were so incredible. That's a problem with like this world right now, the dating world is I see who you are. And you'll see it one day. It's just part of maturing. But it's tough.
The fact that that's your answer is like, oh, that's like the best thing, Dad. I don't know how to thank you enough for that.
I love you.
I love you more.
What else you got?
Since Mom's sitting up here too, and I just would want to know where you would come from with this. If you could go back to a point in your relationship with Mom in the early days, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is something you wish you told her more?
How much I truly loved her. How incredible she was. Then, how sorry I am. I tell your mom a lot of things. Yeah.
I love it.
She didn't know her value then. I didn't help with that.
Wow.
She's pretty valuable. She's
so
pretty
easy to
important
say
to
that.
me. And I didn't show it. But here we are now. We've gotten through it. She's my best friend. I'll do a much better job these days reassuring her.
That's all that matters. I know I don't understand everything because I was obviously young.
Yeah.
And I don't know everything at all.
I was not the best person. Yeah.
Like I said, you wanted to change it be better. And that shows a lot more about your character and who you are as a man, Dad.
Had to. You gotta grow
'Cause you
up.
could have been the same.
Absolutely.
You could not have wanted to change. You could have said you loved Mom and didn't want to do anything.
I just wish I was nicer to your mom in the early days. I was very selfish. Put myself first. But, it's who I was, not who I am now.
Yeah. You admitting that is even like...
It's not easy, especially you as a dad to your daughter and admitting that you're a
But that's like
piece of shit for a long time. But
what I need, that's the stuff that us daughters need to know too.
But I could talk about it because it's not who I am anymore. So those are old shitty chapters. Mom and I talked about it recently. And we're like, God, really, we were so toxic.
being real.
We were so toxic and in our own ways. And obviously we had a lot of shit we were processing and dealing with in our own lives and what we brought to the table. And somehow it worked, which I still don't know why.
You guys are soulmates.
Your mom gave me so many opportunities to just piss off, and I never quit. I never stopped fighting for her.
That's one you saying that, I just have to know how much I admire. And I don't know, obviously, all the details at all, but just you guys saying that, you guys always remind me of that, is something one of the biggest things I admire about you.
Thank you.
You never stop fighting.
Y'all were worth it. It wasn't an option.
You never stop. That's a true quality of a man.
Oh, thank you, my love.
Yes.
What else you got?
Okay.
These are tough questions.
I'm just coming up with them.
It's hard coming from you, man.
Really?
This is not
I'm
easy.
glad I'm doing good.
Yeah, I can bullshit my way through an interview. This is rough. This is putting me on the spot.
I love it. I have this effect on you.
God,
I like it.
I knew it was going to be
Your
rough,
soft
and not
spot.
like this. Yeah, you're definitely my soft spot.
Okay. This is a question I feel like both of us can have a conversation about because I want to hear it from you too. You're the realest person I know.
Mm-hmm.
The most direct. The most, wow. Well, I don't know if that hurt or if that's true. You know, like you're honest. What? Like I said, people are either gonna, I don't like saying people are either gonna like you or not like you because
That's it.
everyone
That's
likes you.
it. Not everyone likes me.
I guess my question would be, what is the hardest part about being who you are with being super, like, honest not to a fault, but like to a point? Like, you don't tiptoe, you don't sugarcoat. Is it ever, like, do you ever question, like, what you say to people?
Oh, yeah.
Not quite, like, not in a, this isn't a bad question. Is it like, what's the hardest part about being super real with people?
That you're going to offend people. I know I'm going to offend people, and then I'll tell mom, she's like, you don't care that you offend them? I'm like, I don't give a shit. But then that falls on me. Like, maybe I should have more compassion for other people.
Right.
But how my mind works is like, I would rather somebody be 100% honest to me, because that's what I want, and that's what I expect. And so I give that to people, but the majority of people don't want honesty, especially, and I could work on my tact, right? I could be way more tactful. Right. But just who I am, I want people to, there's no doubt, there's no question, there's no, is this what side of the fence I'm on. And so
you want people to like you for you being you.
And if you don't like me for who I truly am, I don't need you in my life. Like, what do I want to build a relationship, a foundation with anything for? And so that's where I feel coming off just who I am and just calling a spade, because I want somebody to check. This is what I love about your mom the most, is because she will check me faster than anybody. But that's what we need in order to grow and become a better person. But if we're pussyfooting around and we're like, well, maybe, fuck no. Like, hey, like, this is how I feel. This is what it is. At least now. And I'll never leave anywhere and people won't know how I feel about whatever they ask me. And then, we'll be.
This will be a good question. Like, I just want to know purely from you because you're the realest person I know. And so I want to know what goes through your mind with that. If you're ever like, well, like, because it's hard. That's a hard balance to, finding the tact on how to approach someone with it and show them where you're coming from, because not everyone understands where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to learn that from you too. I
know, I watch it.
I'm starting.
That's one of those things when you see your kid pick up one of your traits, you're like,
yeah. I'm like,
she's calling it how it is. Well, because if you're so passive your whole entire life, people walk all over you. If you don't speak your opinion, nobody's gonna know what you're thinking. And so for me, like, growing up, I was like, no, that's fucked up. I'm not doing that. Instead of, and people are like, what do you mean you're not? I'm like, I don't agree with that.
Or people go,
I'm not going to support this. And they're like,
they're like taken back by your realness.
Because 90% of people are fake in this world. All of the internet's fake. And so it's just like, why am I going to fall into everything else? And I've had situations where I didn't voice my opinion. Then it comes out later on. People are like, oh yeah, they said you thought this and this. I'm like, I don't think that at all, but I didn't voice how I truly felt about it. And then it ended up getting me into situations. So I'm like, oh, okay, voicing my opinion. So, Yeah, when people ask, that's why we've been in, like, Mom and I've been out to dinners, like business meetings or whatever. Somebody would be like, "Oh, what are your thoughts on this?" And
You're like, "Ooh."
and then Mom just does one of these.
Yeah, I've done it to you before too. I'm like, careful.
And I'm like,
Carefully answer
buckle
this.
up. Since you asked, let me
Prepared.
tell you. And so, like I said, I could definitely work on my delivery. But at the end of the day,
I'm
like,
glad you're saying that though.
I
'Cause
don't.
it's true.
But it's hard for me to care about my delivery because it's how I feel. So I just say it, and then people know where I stand. Like, I would
Right.
rather people know where I stand, so they could either stand
They don't
with
have to
me or
fill
not.
in the blanks.
There's no filling in the blanks. Like, maybe he does think this, or maybe he does decide to go this way. No, you know, with me, if we've had a conversation, you know where I stand on any topic, and I think a lot of that helps me because it wings out fake people in my life.
But
I don't
you also
want
don't people please.
Oh, I'm
I
definitely
struggle
not a people
with that
pleaser.
big time. Like I try to be like myself and original and authentic, but then I'm also afraid of what people are going to say about something. And that's
But
just
then those are the people
open.
you don't need in your life.
Yeah,
If
that's
you're
something I'm
worried,
working on.
if you're worried about what other people are going to worry about you, those aren't the people you need in your life. You need like your best friend. You guys could be the most awkward, silly, do the dumbest shit, face paint, whatever you guys got going on as teenage girls. But that's how it should be. You shouldn't have to be like, well, I'm going to have to be like this
Yeah, we
because these
have
people
good
are around.
talks. We've actually sat up here.
I know
before
you guys sit up here
and talk.
yeah, and so it's like,
Yeah.
but that's how my mind works,
Right.
and how I process things. Like, why am I not going to be 100% myself to every single person that I meet?
For sure.
So they know who
For
I am.
sure.
And I've met people, and I have had mutual friends that have introduced me, and they're like, "Yeah, that guy wasn't a fan." Cool. Doesn't offend me. I'm not going to please everybody. I understand that, and I don't want to please anybody.
And that's the difference.
I'm here to take care of what's under my roof, and then my very small circle of trusted people. It's the best way to live your
I
life.
want
This is
real ones. Who does not want real ones by their side? But then again, it does take that self-reflection of like, I could still be honest, but go about it a different way. Or like preface like, hey, this might come off kind of, you might not like this, but for your own benefit, because I care about you.
Mom is my best friend, and we have had the most uncomfortable conversations back and forth, and that the last thing I want to do is go to my wife and have this conversation, but it needs to happen.
Yeah,
and there's conversations that she dreads to have with me, but she needs to have a conversation with me. That's where it's like in these people in these relationships, they're too worried about offending that person, but in reality, you're hurting them more because they don't understand, or maybe they might be missing something or doing something
misunderstanding.
that's hurting them, or they're just haven't got the full picture yet. But you're able to voice it all, and then now, like, your mom has checked me so many times where we have those awkward conversations, but it opens up my field of view.
Yes.
Where now I can start taking it as a pinch because hey, we need to have this conversation, instead of being like, oh, well, that's just how he is. Mom, like, absolutely not. I'm gonna check
you
this
can
dude.
connect more with people that way.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Well, love, we're coming up on 4 hours.
What?
Yeah, it comes quick.
Oh, okay.
We could do this
Guys.
anytime. I know I got a studio and I know a podcast.
Yes, listeners. We
a
know a podcast.
Great producer.
Listeners, do we want? Just ask and you shall receive. If you want a part 2,
You're already itching.
I'm itching again.
Now that you got
I will
this one
come
out?
back.
We'll do a question. We'll
Yeah,
do
and
a
they
questionnaire, and we'll do one.
can
You know
ask
what?
me.
We'll do that subscription one. That'll be something that we don't
If
show to
people
the
really
world.
want to. If people really want to.
I
I'd love
love
to.
you. I love you, my love.
I love you
I
more.
am so glad that you were my 100th episode.
I'm really thankful for that too.
You are one of the most incredible young women I've ever met in my life. You're going to change lives. You're going to change, and you're going to grow, and you are going to experience so many wild things, and you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to fall on your face. And I want you to be able to come to me for any of these things, and your mom.
Always, yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to this new chapter and watching you blossom into such an incredible young lady. And it's really exciting. Your mom's terrified, so am I, but I'm really looking forward to it because you are one of a kind.
Uh-huh.
And I love you. I love you.
This is such an accomplishment. 100 episodes. I'm so grateful to do this with you.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I would not want to do this with anybody else.
Me neither, Dad.
I couldn't even imagine this. It's taken us a while. We're still getting things dialed. We just got our audio
I'm by no means a pro.
audio figured last night. Our 100th episode.
It took
We've
us 2 days.
2 days to figure out and get new
Hey,
equipment, and we got
we
lights
hustle.
coming, and we're changing everything. So we're leveling up. I told you
up.
2 years of doing
Yeah.
this. We just
Started when I
hit,
was 16.
we just hit our 2-year mark, and now it's time to get everything officially dialed, and then now we're ready to rock and
Do you
roll after
remember
2
me
years.
at 16? Like,
Yeah.
I did not. I was so scared.
That's crazy to think that you were doing
Brand
this
new.
at 16. Had no idea. I've
Brand
never
new.
done any recording. I've never pushed a record button in your life.
I've
and here
never
you are.
been on a podcast. Yeah, I've never. I used to make little edits, remember? Like, you'd be like, oh, that's a cool video. Sis, I'd always make little edits.
Yeah.
I never thought that this is what I would do
Look at you now.
as a job. It's crazy.
Hitting 30 million impressions a month.
Wild. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Can-
you all.
Thank you all. Could we just say that real fast before we
Yes.
end? Like,
That's one of the most grateful things that I have right now is our audience and our
and the
supporters.
support and just like the loyalty
The
of
feedback.
people that listen every week. You
It's
guys
in-
have no idea how much Dad and I, it's just us, how we sit here and we're like, wow, what did we even do? We forgot about this video. I didn't
People-
think. Yeah.
Yeah, people think that we're this production company podcast, and
No.
like, dude, it's you and I, literally.
We're literally sitting
and
here
we're over
without
here
it,
like, oh my
without
god,
it being on talking. Yeah. Just like this.
yeah,
just-
and then the video will go
We're like,
viral.
wait.
We're like, holy shit, we
Like,
grew
where's it
this
coming
much?
from?
Yeah.
Which one? Which one's
Who's
it coming
next? We got to get another guest out here.
It's,
Yeah,
just
people
seeing-
have no idea like what it's really like and how fun it is.
Yes.
It's stressful. It used to
Yeah.
be a lot stressful in the early
more
days of
stressful.
doing this, but now that we have found our groove, it's hilarious that people think we're like this giant podcast and we do it. We have
so
no,
grateful.
we have no idea
Barely
what
know
we're doing.
anything.
We don't know shit.
Yeah,
None of us
fake
have
it till you
any-
make it.
Yeah, if faking it till you make it was a picture in the dictionary, the Wild Chaos
Yes.
podcast would pop up. So if anybody hears that should motivate anybody. Just start. Start your dream.
Do it.
Drag
what you're
your kids
passionate
into
about.
it.
Yes.
Just have fun with it. It wasn't fun at first.
It wasn't.
I would put a lot of pressure on you, and I was an asshole because I expected you to do things now, which no, you were 6. I look back and I'm like, she's 16,
I was
never
like,
even done any of
Dad,
this.
I know.
Dad, I don't know what Da Vinci is.
I was like, what is what?
What are DBs?
I was like, well, yeah, what are TVs? I'm like, Dad, where's the on button to these cameras? Like,
there's skin tone. I have to adjust for
I'm
skin
like, there's
tones.
different microphones, like just
Oh.
everything,
Yeah,
everything. But
you've done a hell of a job.
we're so grateful. Like, we sit down there and just kind of in awe every time, in awe of just how good it's, just how much of you guys have just put in all your support and listening and downloading, and we're just so grateful. It started from the bottom. Like, this is something we've grown from the very bottom of, like, I don't even know if we had paint on the walls in the beginning, but like,
No, we didn't.
it's come a long way, and we're just so grateful
I
for
am
everyone.
very
Like, I
grateful.
can't explain it. It makes me smile so big because
I'm
it's just-
grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you too.
Do you ever
Aw.
think, looking back in 2 years, that you would grow a platform over 500,000 supporters in 2 years?
Guys, that I can't even think about, comprehend those numbers.
We just broke 2 million views today on YouTube. Over 2 million.
What?
Yeah.
Like, impressions on
Views.
it itself.
Just YouTube. Yeah.
What?
Pretty dope. Today, I got the email today.
What?
Right, Mama?
What?
Mom's sleeping over here.
Mom's
All
like,
right.
"Are you?"
Love you.
Oh,
I'm
I
glad we
love
did
you
this. We'll do it
more.
again.
Please, guys.
Maybe episode 200.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Every milestone
I
episode
might
will
want
be
to go
us.
sooner though.
All right,
we do
whenever you want.
150.
Hey, you know where the schedule is, so plug your
I
name in.
do. But I want the people to want me back.
They'll
Just
want
like
you
Mom.
back. I love you.
I love you more.
Thank you
This
for
is
everything.
fun.
Thanks for being such an incredible kid. Thank you for being an incredible kid. Thank you for being the best big sister. Thanks for not being a problem.
Oh,
Makes life so much more enjoyable when I love my kids and don't have to stress.
it's all because of you guys.
I love you, sis.
I love you more. Aw. Wait. That was fun. Did you enjoy that?
for days.
Did you enjoy that? Did you like it? Oh, that was so fun.
to sign the